There's no one there.
Hello all you slot lovers. What's this all about? What's all this about? What's Liverpool becoming? I think we're becoming a laughing stock. And please, no one tell me that they knew about Slot. They knew about him. Please don't come out and say that. Please don't. Keep me sanity going. Please keep me sanity going. Because I've never heard of this fella. Never. We're Liverpool Football Club. Think about that. Think about that. We're Liverpool Football Club. Well, I said this when I was on LFC TV when we signed the Irishman. I said we're Liverpool Football Club and we're bringing in a fella. Now don't forget, this fella, the Irishman, he has a season of Premiership experience, and he messed up. He messed up. Don't forget that. Please don't forget that. And I don't care what anyone says. And they're all still. I went on someone's pod before, and in Edwards we trust. Well, I'm going to tell you, whether you agree with me or not. I don't trust Edwards. He walked from us. He walked away from us. He walked. And I said at the time he walked, let him stay away. I'm leaving at the end of the season. We'll piss off. And now look what we've got. Look. We're bringing in a fella, an unknown. I don't care what anyone says, he's unknown. We're Liverpool Football Club. We want a manager with a name, with something behind him. Something behind him. That's who we want. That's who we want. Someone with a name, with a CV. And Eredivisie, God blimey, come on. It's worse than the Portuguese league. It's worse than the Portuguese league. And what have they ever done? Liverpool have gone out and destroyed Dutch teams, destroyed them. Army, Slot. And no one can come on here and tell me that, yeah, he's a good manager, How do you know? No one's ever mentioned him. No one. And we're becoming a laughing stock. I'll put it this way. Just suppose that Pep Guardiola left City. Just suppose that. Then all of a sudden, Man City, the headlines in Sky, Slot imminent for City. We'd be laughing our heads off. We'd be laughing our heads off. Oh, yeah, well, let them go there. That would be great, that. I don't think people realise. I really don't. I'm sorry to say, I'm not having a go at you people. Honest to God, I'm not. But I'm just going through some of these messages. Olga, Herbert Lom's mother, Mr. Frank. And carries on by saying, if you see Herbert, tell him his tea's getting cold. Will do. I will do, Mrs. Long. Evening, Olga, says TW. And TW. Even if Frankie Legends off, there might be a Legends after this. But thank you anyway. Paul said, even if Frank, hope you and your family are okay. Thank you so much. And the bunkers. Frank DeBoer. It would be fantastic if Arne Slot would become the manager of Liverpool. At Feyenoord, he has proven that he can build a team. Oh, I hope that's a joke. Oh, hi, Frank John Conway. Jokers, says TW. And keep it real. All right, Frank, mate. How you keep it? With you, Frank, says TW. Thank you. Frank is fired up, bro, says the drunk. Well said, Frank. We are Liverpool Football Club. Lynn Ellis. Thank you, Lynn. We are Liverpool Football Club. We need someone with a CV. We need someone. Someone asked me, well, who would you have, if we're not getting this Amarim fella? Because I said, didn't I, you heard me saying about Amarim. I said, this is a big league compared to what they've got over there, the Portuguese league. But these are far inferior to the Portuguese league. And I'm talking about Eredivisie. Jesus. And John says, I agree with you, Frank. Thank you. And Olga says, Arm Slot sounds like a pimp in Dutch bottle. He's got like a pimp as well. Arnie Slot's your missus. Oh, come on. Big up dark. Oh, blimey. Give him a chance, says Drunk Vigo. Give him a chance, FC. Yeah, that's good, that. Gonna be pure memes if he becomes a manager, lad. Yes. And don't mention me, but I agree with Frank. Would rather have Jose than some of these minor coaches from second-rate leagues without major trophy or a big club ability. Good night, chatters. Blimey, but come on, and I'm gone. But it's a good comment, actually. Would rather De Zerbi than Slot. I'll be bringing in JK in a moment and Darryl. This is all on Edwards and his mid-table mates. Yes, TW, yes. And we're going after a league. We're trying to win a league, and all this has come out. All this is absolute garbage. I've never heard of Slot. I'd rather have Marino, says Paul Turner. But I'll tell you about before. Can't be in long, guys. I'm meeting FSG for a job interview at McDonald's at night. Darryl. Arm Slot. It's in. I don't know. Soul Boy. We are gonna go from red machine to slot machine. That's a good play on words. Thank you. They aren't even mid-table, mates. They are bottom half of the table. This is I'm sorry. I'm awfully sorry. And I'm going. JK, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're not eating a sandwich, yeah? Whatever. But
no,
anyway,
not today.
no, listen. I want you to be honest, you know. I want you to be honest. When you heard the news of this fella, question, just answer yes or no. Had you ever heard of Slot?
I've heard of him, yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay. So what do you think? Do you think he's going to suit Liverpool? Be honest.
Thing is, he's won a league already.
Oh, piss off.
You can't
I'm
really
not
say, bro, because we're up.
I'm sorry. I'm not having it. I'm really not. Honest to God, I'm really not having it. JK, we're Liverpool Football Club. You know that, don't you? You know, Liverpool, you know, the greatest European British team. So you'd rather have this fella Slot, who hasn't got a CV. To me, he hasn't. So you'd rather have him. I'm fuming, you
Who?
know.
Me?
No, yeah, you'd rather have
I'm
him.
not the guy you got him in, bro. Chill, my man.
Honestly,
No,
God.
bro, there's no one there to call to pick from. You know, look at this. Look how bad it is. That's what I've been saying for years. The managers, strikers, they're all dying out. You know, there's no quality left. You're getting guys who've sort of won a league in not really a strong league, getting offered top jobs like Liverpool. You know, it's a joke, in my opinion. Thing is, also we've got to understand that the guys that if they've had a long time to realise who they should try to get in, because they've known like since a long time Klopp's going to go. So at the end of the day, it's on the owners and whoever they're hired to get that job sorted. It's on them until they get someone in who's sort of worthy of that job, you know. But you're getting like De Zerbi's name even sort of shouted in. Like, come on, man. Brighton were better with Potter, and De Zerbi not for me. Very open at the back, plays too much football at the back. What you don't really need to do. So that's one reason. But all in all, there's no one there you can say, yeah, I want to go for him. Alonso just got into the football management game. He's won the league this season. Fair play to him. But we don't know what the future holds for him. How he's going to get on when like he gets a few injuries, games don't go his way. What he's like under pressure. So that's the football world in 2024.
Well, okay.
Johnny Briggs down the road could probably get the job. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. The best manager apparently in the Dutch league, was Ten Hag. He was supposed to be the best manager, and Man United got him in. They got him. Oh, we've got 10. Think about it. What did we do to Manchester United last season? We stuffed them. 7-0 and 5-0. 5-0 at Old Trafford. Under 10. And I think this could happen to us. With this, I don't want him. I'm being honest, I don't want him. And I think it's cheapskates. It's because, look, he has a representative over there at Liverpool, and he's put his credentials on the table and said, this is what the manager wants. And I know that Edwards, I know this for a fact, that Edwards, he wants no manager coming in who's going to buy players. It's Edwards who's got, and that Hughes is going to buy them. He doesn't want the manager. He only wants the manager to coach. Do you agree with that?
Mad.
There you go. There you go. We're gonna go all bollocksed up. I'm telling you now. And Paul Taylor, yeah. Look what happened. The last Dutch manager who came to the Premier League up the East Links. Absolutely. And you know, none of them. Look at Koeman. What he did at Everton. He got the sack from Everton. Now, I'd say Koeman is a better manager than him. I'm really annoyed. We're going to be a laughingstock, and I don't want Liverpool Football Club to be a laughingstock. Dino says he's won the Dutch league and is seen as an innovator. Oh, come on. And plays attacking and progressive football. Not many options, mate. There's lots of options. There's managers out there. So don't be saying, that there's no options or anything. There are managers out there who come to Liverpool. But there's one man standing in the way. And this is why he's being brought back again. And that's Edwards. Because as you know, I don't like Edwards. Once you walk away from Liverpool, you don't come back. It's as simple as that. I know. Are Feyenoord gonna win the league this season, JK, or PSV?
PSV 9 points ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And Dean,
PSV got that. They're second. Fenerbahce.
He's won the Dutch league. Well,
second.
okay. I'm sorry. What did you say, JK?
No, just going to say that Feyenoord are finishing second. So in his, how many seasons now? He's finished third, first, and maybe second in his 3 years he's been there.
Yeah, well, why don't see? I remember when we bought Carrius under Edwards. This is what people forget about Edwards. And they're saying, oh, look, he brought Sullivan. Oh, yeah, great. Manny. And Bobby. Yeah, great. He also brought the Oxen. He also brought Carrius in. He also brought Navy in. He also brought Thiago in. And no one mentions them. Nobody. Edwards. Are Feyenoord going to win the league? Yeah. Of course they're not. Slot ain't doing bits this season, says TW74. Absolutely. We may be swapping Jamie Phillips. They love Edwards. Deluded, says Kenny Dalglish fanatic. Yeah, I don't know. And he carries on as well a point. Yeah. Yeah. No. Paul Taylor, we have the perfect platform for next manager to come in. We need to appoint the right person in charge, or else I think we're like a deck of cards at the moment. We're like a deck of cards, and you can either do two things with the deck of cards if you don't get the right manager. Go like that and press, and you go all over the place. Or you can pile them all up in little things like that and just pull the middle thing and it'll all come crashing down. That's my analogies, to be honest. That's my analogies for this. I'm sick to death. I'm going to bring the rent boy, the Edwards rent boy in. All right, Darryl.
Hey, Frank. JK.
So what's your take on this massive rumour about Slot? Be honest.
I'm absolutely livid, outraged, disgusted. And how can we go from Jurgen Klopp to a manager who manages the worst league in football, and a manager who's in his 2-year tenure at Feyenoord has only spent a net spend of 3.5 million in 2 years? Typical FSG man.
Yeah. And not only that, but these people, the likes of yous, you're getting divvy saying, well, yous try to sign Mbappe or someone. Oh, piss off. Bournemouth, anyone can say anything. Anyone can say, oh, look, he tried to buy it. That's when we first brought him in. I said, who is this literature? Who is he? The lads I wanted is from West Ham. Now, here's a thing here. And it's the Kenny Dalglish fanatic. Frank, I may be wrong. And before I read it, I think you're right. I think I know what you're going to say. I'm sure Alonso will come, but for being told he won't buy the players, Edwards and Hughes. Yes, well, I've said that. I've said that. And that's why, take it or leave it is by that Amarim fella. Take it or leave it. Because as you know, people were saying, if he's coming in and whatever, if he's coming in, it'll be a sort of, how can I put this? It'll be Incapi and Diamendi coming with him, and we were made up. That'll do us now. 2 great signings. And yet he's being told, oh no, we bring the players in. So I go along with you there, Kenny. I really do. I really do, fella. We have to trust the club, mate, says Dean. If they get it wrong, then Edwards is on the chair. I didn't want Edwards. I don't think anybody gets this. When you leave Liverpool Football Club, you don't come back. You don't walk. He walked out on us. It's not like a player being transferred or whatever and coming back as something else, like in the backroom staff or anything, like Alonso, for example. He was forced out, as you know. He was forced out. So, to be honest, Dean, I know you mean well, mate. I really do. But I can't be over that. We have to trust the club. No, I've never trusted FSG in my entire life. Never wanted them. Never wanted Dixon Gillette. I don't trust Americans. I do not trust Americans. When was the last time our chairman, I keep saying this, our chairman, Werner, he came over, was it last year or something like that? Forget when it was, anyway, but it wasn't last year or the year before. And he had to ask his steward where his office was, where the chairman's office was. They're our owners. Where's the chairman's office? Can you show me? Come on.
Just proves that Edwards is the biggest yes man going for me. And he is a yes man. He proved that the first time around.
Yeah. And Paul Turner says, I know it was a different era, but look what happened when Kenny resigned and Souness took over. It took us a while to recover and get back to where we belong. It's taken us years to get back. He was the only person who tried was Houllier. And he did well in 2001. And he had the operation, he had that aorta operation, which was dreadful, nearly lost his life. And but once he said, we have, I think we were going after Zidane or something. Something was mentioned about Zidane, and he said, no, we don't need Zidane. We've got our own Zidane, Danny Murphy. Once he said that, that was the end of him. Danny Murphy, Zidane, yeah, okay, mate. George said, let's not get carried away by media rumours. We probably, to paraphrase Michael Corleone, our true manager has yet to reveal himself. You'll never walk alone, says George. Thank you, George. Thank you. I like that. I like that. But you know, I'm showing my disgust. I'm showing my anger, and that's the way I feel. Whether it's a rumor or not, whether it's a rumor or not, might be keeping a seat warm for Alonso at season after, say, Steve 25. See, Steve, I'm not being funny, but I don't think Xabi will come here if he can't buy players. He knows. Look what he's done for Leverkusen. Look what he's done. Look what Richard Hughes has done for Bournemouth. He bought Solanke for 20 million. He bought Jordan Hyde for 17 million. Forgot about him. And Brad Smith for I forget how much they paid for him. That's who we're getting. That's who we've got. There's our panel of scouts. All right, Frank, there. Frank panel. And Kenny Dalglish for that. Frank, it's me, Norman.
Bless Norman.
Oh,
Norman lives not no more.
You copying me or something?
that's fantastic. All right, boys. Anyway, let's get back now to winning ways. Oh, yeah, look, here's K-Mac. Here's K-Mac. Now, don't say you're a big fan of fucking Slot. Please don't say it. K-Mac. Wait, I had an astronomer on last night, and he was sitting there and was talking about deep space and comets and rockets and all these other probes. And you just came on there, K-Mac, and all your little things all lit up. And you reminded me of a little spaceman.
Spaceman that needs a haircut.
Do you know what? I'm getting mine cut. I should have phoned him today to come and cut me mad head. So I'll have to wait now until the weekend. I never but to be honest, I should have got a cut today, or tomorrow, but I never get my hair cut. You know that if we're playing in a derby.
Ah, superstitious.
Yeah, very much so. All right. So, what you think of this Slot? Come on, be honest. Don't say you want it. Exactly. So, what's your take on this? Do you think it's just a rumor? Because I've heard you say, which I hope you're right about this Amarin lad. You still think
big up JK for sending us the link, by the way, mate.
No problem.
I think it's just data driven, mate. I think it's data. Like if you look at the data, okay, and this is exactly what Edwards and Hughes do. They're just data driven, okay. Everything's numbers, everything's ones and zeros, whatever. Like, you know, if you look at the data, Arne Slot came into football management 5 years ago. He was with some unknown club before AZ. Took over AZ. That was his first real management job. Almost won the league with them in his first year. But by the way, he came into management quite late as well. By the way, he's 45, I think. So he's not a spring chicken. He's been in 5 years. Almost won the league with AZ first year round. They closed the league because of COVID, and he was joint top with Ajax, I believe, or PSV, either or. It's either one of them. And he probably would have gone on and won the league if the league had carried on, because they had huge momentum. Second time round, with Feyenoord, won the league. Sorry, not won the league. Yeah, he did won the league, and then the next year, I think he came third. I think it was third or fourth, but he got to the Europa Conference final and got beat by Roma. And then this year, he's in the league. He was in the league campaign all the way to the end, but I think it's not finals. Who's the other team? PSV in it. PSV, sorry. PSV are 9 points clear, so they won the league, but he's second, and he's just won a cup. So if you're looking at data, the data matches. Like, he's come into football and hit the ground running. He plays the same type of football as Klopp. He plays inverted, by the way. Get used to it. He inverts his right back into a back three. That happens. So he goes into a back three. So the right back comes in. So he doesn't go into midfield. He goes in as a back three, and then the players push up further. He uses a number 10, by the way. So that's a positive. He presses high. His wingers come in, so they come in centrally, and his wing backs go wide, go further on. So that could suit Trent if he wants to play Trent there, or it could suit Bradley. Who knows? And he has a high press, and he scores a lot of goals. Like he scored like, I think it was 77 goals this season and 82 the season before. In a league where they've got less teams. I think they've got 18 teams. I'm just looking at data. Okay, I don't want the guy, by the way. I want the guy, by the way. But I'm just looking. You want him? No, I said I don't want the guy. Oh. I'm just looking at data.
No. But as Palaskowski says, I just had me summer haircut today. I let me hair grow through the winter to keep me head warm.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's grim up north.
Exactly. You're right there, K-Mac. That's what an FSG wants. Data-driven, done on cheap. That's it. TW. All that, and he's still 9 points behind.
Yeah.
His name's Army, isn't it? It's not Arnie.
Yeah.
It's not Arnie Schwarzenegger. The panel is slot machine. I'm not impressed. Anyway, if he plays the same as Klopp, it will be more of the same. We need change, surely. That's a good. What do you 100%. Think of that particular comment there, JK? What Panov says, Panov Scouts?
I think every manager is different. So, but if he plays the sort of same formations and stuff, he might twerk it a little bit. We can't really say exactly what he's going to do if he did come for us, But all in all, he's sort of one name getting mentioned today a lot. He was like 50-1 a while back, say a few weeks ago, And I also believe a lot of this football manager, where he's going, where is he staying, this sort of stuff goes on because of the betting game. A lot of people put bets on Alonso coming in, and all of a sudden he's not coming in, so the bookie's win, So if you got to keep your feet on the ground sometimes with like transfer news, like this manager's job is like the January transfer window all of a sudden. Like we're waiting for a name and stuff like that. Hence why I didn't really want it now, the Klopp news. I wanted it at the end of the season because, like, instead of us focusing on like the next 4 or 5 league games, all we're doing is talking about managers.
Exactly, and that's the. We're going after the league.
That's the big thing.
And Sky Sports. I don't watch Sky Sports. I do not watch them. I hate Sky Sports. I hate them because the Sun related, and I don't like the Sun ever. And when people are coming out and saying about Marino, I don't think they realise what us Scousers think about Marino, because he's just signed a contract with the Sun for the up and coming Euros. That's what he's done. And just imagine our manager, writing for the Sun, for God's sake. Not only that,
but I think
and a Chelsea bloody manager as well.
Yeah, I think him being at that Fulham game on Sunday against us, they just put one and one together and got a 3. You know, he was
He
there.
lives on
He probably lives down the road.
He lives there.
You know,
he went to Twickenham as
Yeah.
well, like which is near there as well. Like he's doing the rounds.
There you go. He's a Londoner, so he's going to end up going out. You know, watch games. He's free. You know, so why not?
Yeah, of course.
And he
No,
also
but
likes
I'm
Liverpool.
talking
He
about
also
Jack.
likes Liverpool. So, you know.
Oh, he loves
He
it.
was
He
one
Might
of
as
the
well
jobs.
watch them.
He'd have loved it. He'd have loved
Yeah.
it before Rafa and Root and all that.
Yeah.
And I
He
wouldn't
wanted to
have
come to
minded
us.
them then. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
minded them then.
Yeah.
But he went to Chelsea. You know, the big money. And I always remember I was sitting in the main stands actually. And I remember him when Chelsea beat us 4-1 at Anfield, and you see him running. It was after 4-1 game. Anyway, he ran down and he was doing this to the supporters, doing this, you know, down to the Annie Road. I thought, you prat. But anyway, George,
It was that when he did the knee slide.
that was at Old Trafford. It's great.
That's a good point, actually. Someone's just wrote his son signed for Fulham Youths. So yeah, he's probably got hospitality, and he probably took his kid as well. His kid's probably there. Yeah.
Well, he says, George said, Frank, to be honest, who really is hammering? I've said that myself, George. His system plays 3 centre halves and doesn't press up top. Personally, I would go for Ange Postecoglou. He seems to be having trouble with Levi.
Everyone does.
He was my number 1 choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my number 1 choice. As soon as Klopp said he wants to leave, I think personality-wise, perfect. He supports Liverpool, and I think if he had sort of a better budget than Tottenham and better players to choose from, because Tottenham's squad isn't great. And as soon as they got injuries, he sort of went down the table. We've sort of coped with injuries this season, but all in all, I think Ange is a better choice than most guys. But he's also just a sort of, I wouldn't say new to the game. He's new to the Premier League, you know. You're not going to get a manager nowadays who's been in the Premier League for like 7-8 years and go to a big club.
Yeah.
And what
Like
Ange has
Moisey
done
did
is,
it.
like what Ange has done is just like we really have to like put this into perspective. He's lost an entire team. Like it's literally the entire team that he plays. None of those players were played under the last manager. Like he has literally ripped out the entire team and played a new one. Like it's I find it incredible how well Tottenham have done under him. I really do.
Yeah.
Like he's got a new goalkeeper, and he had to replace the captain, by the way. So he's got a new goalkeeper. He's got a new left back, right back, 2 new centre halves, brand new midfield.
Yeah.
And he's getting a tune out of some crap forwards, really crap forwards. Like let's be honest, like they are not great forwards. Yeah. Like the guy from Forest is not good. Richarlison is awful. Like Son, yeah, Son's great, but it's just Son. Like, and he's got bloody what's the name, Timo Werner. Like seriously.
Yeah.
And they're in 5th place.
Well,
solid.
Yeah. Would you agree with this? I'll stay to you, K-Mac. Then I'll go to Darryl. Then I'll end with you, JK. And Pascal says, also, why didn't FSG have someone in place to take over from Klopp? They've known for long enough that Klopp was leaving. JK, not JK, K-Mac, and then you, Darryl.
I think they did, but he turned us down. And that's Alonso. Like, they had Alonso lined up. I'm telling you, like they would have been all over that. Like he would have been their number 1 choice as soon as and he turned them down. It is what it is. Like you can't persuade a hipster. You can't persuade hipsters. And he's a hipster.
But you know, it's the way. Say, look, Edwards has taken over the club. No matter how you look at it, he's taken over the club. He's brought in his mates from Bournemouth. right? He's brought in them because they're always on the cheap, those lads, and they do buy on the cheap. Anyway, that's by the by. So he's brought them in, and any manager coming in will not be able to buy the players. He's just going to say coach. And Xabi would have brought his backroom staff, same as Amarim. Amarim would want to bring his backroom staff with him. And every manager does. Every manager, as you know, as you all know, they want to bring in their backroom staff, and they can't because we've got Hughes. We've got the other Bournemouth lads as well. And I don't like it. I'm telling you now, I don't like it. Go ahead. Darryl,
I just personally think that, like, we've had 5 months to prepare for this. And K-Mac's probably on the fact that Alonso was the first choice when they say, and he weren't in the frame when we all know he was their number one choice at the end of the day. And then obviously Edwards came back and it's completely derailed by saying that the manager's not going to be in charge of transfers. And obviously Amarim hasn't like that either, has he? And he's been offered a take it or leave it package, and he turned it down. So we are going in now for desperate times to try and appoint a manager. But I don't think a manager from the Dutch leagues, it's probably the worst decision you could make. The Dutch league.
Okay, because it's very weak. It is very, very weak. All right, JK.
Yeah, I think what it is, a lot of these guys who they really wanted to go for are already in jobs. So they're in the season already, and I think it's a bit tricky to trying to get a guy to sort of sign a contract to come to you at the end of the season when he's sort of halfway through a season, you know. I think sort of sometimes we forget about that. But they've got a list, but the list isn't great if we really look at it, you know. When you see names like this guy today, you know, we don't really know nothing about him. But in the old days, like Klopp was the name before he came to us. He had something in the game, you know. These guys, yeah, they've won leagues in their countries and stuff, but they haven't got that big aura that Klopp had, you know. And I think that's what it really is, because they're not really well known. Like not a lot of football people don't know about this guy at Fulham. So that's what it is now. It's bottom of the barrel stuff, you know. Trying to look for a guy who can come manage Liverpool. I hope the guy's ready, whoever it is.
What I will say though, on this guy, by the way, he turned down Tottenham last year and Chelsea. Okay, and he's also linked with Bayern Munich and Barcelona. That's a fact. Okay, that is a fact. Like, whether we like it or not, whether we know enough about this guy, he is linked with big jobs. He must be doing something which is getting him linked with these big jobs. He must be. Like, whether we like the Dutch league or not, like, this guy must be doing something. And I said it on Jamie's show, and I find it hilarious. He always ends up managing Arsenal after what's his name? Who's the bloody guy at Arsenal? I can't think of his name. Who's the guy at Arsenal? Arteta. He always takes over Arsenal after Arteta on Football Manager, which is weird. Okay, just saying. He always takes over Arsenal after Arteta on Football Manager. Because I always remember seeing his head. Go, what a bad name that is. That's what I always think when I see it.
But I don't know.
Could be our manager next year.
Well, do you know where FC says I've been feeling for weeks because of all the ex-Bournemouth staff filled places within the club, and Andoni Areola could be in with a shot. I said that weeks ago. Because of what I stated, it seems logical to me. I said that, Dino. I said that, and I don't want this fella either. Albeit that he's had a Premiership baptism this fella, Slot, hasn't. I keep saying, we're Liverpool Football Club. You see it on the big, if you can read, which I hope you all can. It's on the side of the bus, we are Liverpool. It means more. We're proud of that. We're proud of that. We're the best British team in Europe. We're the greatest team in Europe, British team in Europe. It's like AC over there in Italy, and their European Cup wins. It's like Real, and their millions of European Cup wins. That's we're in that royalty, and I don't think people take that on board, and they just go along with the narrative. They go along with the narrative. I don't go along with the narrative. And KZ says, I think, like KD. And Yusuf says, he's crap.
Oh, he means Arteta.
And then Arteta. And he's still saying, got no dog in the fight. They all have pros. They also have the same con. They ain't no Klopp. That's the long and short of it. Would you go?
Okay, then. Okay, then let me be devil's advocate. Okay, so if we can't get Arteta, shut up, Arteta. I can't stop saying his name now. If we can't get Alonso, yeah, and we're not getting Amarin, and we're not in for any of the others that we've been linked with, then who is big enough for you that we should be going for?
Inzaghi.
Okay. What about you, JK?
And someone said that he can't speak English. Io parlo molto lingua italiano, molto bene. I speak Italian.
Well, you can get used the interpreter. You get used the interpreter sorted.
Yeah, I do it. And I do it. I'd only charge 50 grand a week.
Perfect. So what about you, JK? Who would you want?
I like Inzaghi as well. I like the guy at Tottenham. They're the only two guys really. There's no one else really.
I think the guy at Tottenham is kind of the obvious choice now, like for me as well, to be honest. Like, but we're not going to get him.
He's the first
Levy will want some Levy, won't he, for him?
Yeah.
But there are managers out there, K-Mac. There are.
Me and Jamie talked about a few of them. Like Mancini's out there. Like, here's another guy.
Exactly.
You've got Conte, you've got Zidane. There's managers out there. They jump
at the chance of coming here, but they won't jump at the chance because of fucking Edwards saying that him and Hughes is going to pick the players. That's what's come out up here, by the way. It's not just pie in the sky, what I'm saying.
At least all the Dutch guys will be happy.
Another guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
think he's done enough.
I don't know. Don't want to fucking know him either.
I don't think he's done enough.
Who?
He had a good season with Bayern, but he was pretty shippy on that.
If I'm being honest, K-Mac, if I was going for someone else other than this guy, and he hadn't already signed an extension at Germany, it'd probably been Nagelsmann for me. I'd have said.
Yeah.
Germany now, yeah.
Well, Jamie says, I'm staying positive. I don't know enough about slop, but we can't bring negativity into a new season. Jamie, negativities now, lad. Negativities now because of all this. Because of all the bollocks with the owners and Alonso. I'm bringing him back. Edwards. That's why Klopp says, oh, fuck this, I'm going. That's why he's leaving.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
It seems pretty obvious that.
Nothing else. So don't be saying
guy
about
walks in.
negativity. They fucking brought it on us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at the wrong timing. We're going for the league title, man. You know what I mean? It's like timing-wise, one of the worst decisions the club's made. They're on about journalists new and stuff like that, but timing-wise, terrible. Just didn't need it.
I don't disagree with that. Like, it has been badly timed. That. Who are we going to blame for that? Because there was a couple of people in the room who knew that he was leaving, but who do we know? I don't know.
As Frank said, if it all goes wrong, they're all going to blame Klopp. They'll all blame Klopp.
Oh yeah, yeah, because he walked away from us, and this is the mentality of some Liverpool football fans.
He left. You know what I mean? And he walked straight back in. I didn't like the way he left. You know, he sort of made Klopp look like the bad guy.
Exactly. Thank you.
Didn't like that.
Someone agrees. I'm going to make a cup of tea, so chat between yourselves. I'd like you to keep it real. What about Xavi Hernandez or Thiago Motta, right? And this lad says, Zia, he says, Frank, Zia in Italian is auntie. Did you know that? I had a couple of aunties. Well, a few aunties.
A couple of Zias.
Yeah, loads of Zias, yeah. And they all love Frank. I think these is. Anyway, Frank, I was too young to understand back in the 80s, but how was Paisley perceived by Liverpool fans after he announced to take over from Shanks? I'll just say this, and I'll let the lads talk because I'm dead dry. When Paisley, he was a member of the boot room. He played for Liverpool. He knew everything about Liverpool. And when he took over, we said, yeah. This is what we said. Yeah. One thing he didn't do in the first season, win anything. So in the following 8 seasons, K-Mac will tell you, JK will tell you, and Darryl will tell you what he achieved.
Everything. Total domination in Europe and the league.
19 trophies, 9 years.
Crazy. Yeah, nuts. He went on this. He went on this crazy spending spree as well of buying some of the best Scottish and English players, like really tough players. It's a bit like what Chelsea did under Mourinho. Signed some just really tough players, tall, strong, like never going to win a 50-50 against them. Maybe we need to go back to that. It's interesting.
But I think
Zabi, I don't want Zabi. Zabi seems like he's, I don't know. I don't get a good vibe about Xavi Hernandez as a manager. I don't know why. I don't get a good vibe about him.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really seem very tactically astute either with Barcelona. They still play exactly the way Barcelona play, where they're just wide open all the time. He does give loads of kids a chance, though. I'll give him that. Like,
that's the thing. We want a guy who comes in who develops the youth system, uses youth players. Very important.
That's hammering.
Who are you going with, Darryl, for your manager?
Sorry?
Who's your choice for manager now with with everything going on and everything?
Well, if he wasn't Germany manager, it'd be Nagelsmann, and for me.
Okay.
He's a proven manager as well.
I still feel like we'll get hammering. I don't know why. I still feel like there's something there. The fact that he came over for the interview for West Ham and turned it down could just be a ploy of letting Liverpool know that you haven't got long with me. Like I'm a wanted manager out now, so you best make an offer. And he seemed really pissed off when he kept on getting asked about Liverpool, because he kind of lost it, didn't he? And said, "I haven't been interviewed. I haven't been asked about anything." Like, you know, maybe that's a sign of some brinkmanship of getting Liverpool to go. Oh, okay, yeah, we need to stop looking around now.
Do this
We need
now.
to,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
Or maybe
and there's
Hurry
been a
up
lot
the
of
process, you know.
and there's been a lot of stuff that's come out about Slot as well that he still hasn't been spoken to. Like that was from what's his name? Who's the other Liverpool? Who's the other really good Liverpool journo? Not Doyle, not Joyce. The other one.
Oh, not Ben
The
Jacobs.
lad who
No.
sits in the car.
No, not him. Not him. Not
Pierce.
Neil Jones.
No. James Pierce.
No, it's another guy. I can't remember his name now. He's really reliable as well. He said that
David
he's not
Lynch.
even.
David
No,
Lynch.
not him. It's another one.
Dave O'Cop.
Oh,
Dave O'Cop.
no, not him. I can't think of his name. It'll come back to me. Why someone wrote Tommy Ossie in the chat? Have they scored again?
No, it's not. But Nicholas Jackson's missed 2 sitters.
Oh God, he's so
Yeah.
bad, that player. You know, we all sit here and whinge about Nunes. Just imagine if we had him, Jackson. Just imagine if we had Jackson.
Oh,
How many chances would he miss?
no.
Guys,
For us?
it's just been broken. Leaked here that Bayern Munich arriving in Liverpool for Arne Slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about that as well. I heard about that this afternoon. He's a wanted man. It's really interesting though. Like he's wanted by some big clubs, and he got offered the Tottenham and the Chelsea job last year, and he said no. Like, you know, imagine if he'd have gone to Chelsea or Tottenham last year, we'd have been like, "Who the hell's this guy? Who are they hiring?" You know what I mean? Now he's done another year, and he's
Yeah, but
won
that used to
another
happen in the
trophy,
old days as well.
and he's
Like,
second.
yeah,
It's a weird one. I don't
yeah,
know.
but in the
Like, I
old
said it
days,
on
Tottenham
Jamie's
used to
show.
like get managers. Say
Yeah,
again?
I mean, I said it on Jamie's show like earlier. Like, I trust Edwards because I've got nothing to distrust him about yet. Like, he's not done anything with the data that's been bad, that's been wrong so far. Like, we were the best Liverpool we could have been under him, with our transfers under him. You know, everything was fine. Like, there was no doubt, there was no downsize, no downgrades. Everything carried on continuing upwards. You know, we got into a final, then the next year we won a trophy, we then got into a final again, then we won a league. You know what I mean? It was always progressive with him. So do I distrust the data?
But in tandem with Klopp,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know whether I
This is
distrust the data.
Yeah, but I think what it is with there, I think is the way he sort of, but everything was sort of going well on the pitch. He sort of just he just wanted to go, you know. I think that sort of wound people up and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Klopp saying he's leaving and he walks in the next day. I think it's just the way that sort of happened. At the end of the day, the guy's good at what he does. Don't get me wrong. He's sort of bought top players for the prices he got them for.
But JK, you have to look at the like. I know we can sit here and say, you know, Edwards did this and Edwards did that, but the writing was really there that we knew it was Klopp that was the problem, because the guy that took over from Edwards left because he wasn't getting listened to either, and we ended up getting a yes man who was Klopp's mate, who used to go to concerts with him. Like, you know, they decide on things with a look and a handshake.
But that guy
that's
there
not
got
the way you run a club,
3
mate.
midfielders.
That's not the way you run a club, mate.
But at the end of the day, he's old school Klopp. Frank's old school. I'm even old school in that way where
but
the
JK,
manager's
we know
the top
about,
guy.
but we know about all the players that Edwards wanted to sign and Klopp said no. Like, we know about all of this. Like, we need to give Edwards a season or two before we can then go, you know what, he's the problem. Because he certainly wasn't the problem when we were winning everything and we were challenging and we were 1 point behind every single year. Like, he certainly wasn't the problem when when we were signing players that,
Yeah, but
that genuinely no
but
one
he
knew.
signed some crap ones, K-Mac.
Who?
He signed some
Who?
fucking
yeah, came
crap
out. You know what
ones.
it is there.
I know
Who?
my
You know what
mates.
it is there.
I couldn't make it over to Kiev. I couldn't make it. I'm being honest. And it's only one of the couple of finals that I've missed. The other one was in bloody Athens, and we lost that. Anyway, Carrius,
8.5
my mate who's a playwright, Big Red, Dave Kirby. You've ever heard of him? Dave Kirby. Writes all books about Liverpool as well, writes poems, and he's an official writer anyway for Liverpool. And Carrius said, I was crying, and he turned around and he said, and there was fucking kids around me crying, so fuck you. That's what he said to Carrius. I was crying. He gave that game away. We were the better side. Mane was absolutely livid. So, you know, he signed him. He signed him, Edwards. So don't be coming out with, oh, look who signed, you know. Fuck that.
Carrius was the best goalkeeper in the German league when we signed him.
I couldn't give a fuck what he was. And I remember Klopp coming out and saying, we've just signed a second best goalkeeper. I said, we want the fucking best, Kloppy.
Well, it was Neuer.
Yeah, well, it's not the best then, is it?
Get him.
It was fucking awful. I want a big Nile in that final.
I'm not blaming Michael Edwards for the final. I'm not blaming Michael Edwards for him getting concussion.
You're bullying him up for everything else he's done.
I'm not
bigging him up. That he's fucking playing in the team.
Bigging him up. We haven't got any negativity, like from him. Like we were flying when he was with us, and when he left, we stopped.
Well, okay, you're saying this. You know, you can't just say that. You know, okay.
I'm just saying I'm saying we need to give him a chance. Like he's only just got here. Like he's got Hughes, the guy from Bournemouth, who he knows really, really well. And Bournemouth have done some good business as well, by the way. Like they, you know, but it's Bournemouth.
You're not going to say that they wanted to sign fucking Mbappe, are you?
But it's Bournemouth.
Like the other fucking assholes.
But it's Bournemouth, okay? We're not going to get... We haven't gone for another director of football. We haven't gone for any of the others, okay? So we've got Edwards and we've got Hughes. And whoever they get as a manager, I'm going to trust them until it doesn't work out. And then I'm going to go, hang on a minute. Okay, maybe you are the problem. But I haven't got anything negative to say about what they've done in the past because it's all been okay. We've been the best we've been with Edwards. We signed Alisson, we signed Salah. No one knew who Alisson was and Salah was. We genuinely didn't know that they were going to be good players. Like, and there's a lot of others. So I don't know. Like that's all I'm saying. Like, you know, I trust him with his data until I don't.
Well, okay, all right. You know, you're saying about who he signs and ever. Oh, you know, when he went and we signed nobody. Well, I'll tell you one, two players
signed anyone when he left.
The outlook of Liverpool, and Klopp said it. That was a lad named Shumani. Remember him? And another lad named Bellingham. And believe you me, here in Liverpool, his little entourage came. Bellingham's entourage. Right? They were here in Liverpool talking to Jurgen Klopp, and Jurgen Klopp, when he found out that there was no money to buy him, after all the promises by the owners, and he turned around and he went, yeah, so you can imagine what he said and get the phone down. Because FSG, John Henry, didn't like Klopp. He had the power, and he had the power of the fans. Then all this, look, I know about spin, from politics to everything. I know about spin. And they spin so much that the likes of some fans believe in them. I don't. I've shaken hands. Has anybody on here shaken hands with John Henry? I I have. Everything's in hand. That's what he said to me. When I said we need play, everything's in hand. Yeah, I know, John Henry, piss off. So, you know, I'm just me. I'm an ardent Liverpool football fan. I've been everywhere, followed them. First final I ever seen was the FA Cup in '65 under Shanks when we won the cup for the first time as a young lad, a little kid. And I was there when we beat Leeds 2-1. Right through. I was even a kid, me and Benny Ambrose going up to watch them in the second division. Little kids, school kids. So I followed them. I know me football. And I know when crap is fucking crap. And I know the slot, whoever he is. And no one's ever heard of him. And you can keep your, your positive and all this. I'm not interested. I'm me. No one can change my mind. Nobody. And as Youssef says, there are managers, but FSG won't pay high wages, so we can't get these managers. Does anybody agree with that?
That's absolute bollocks. Jurgen Klopp's on 15 million a year, so that's just not true. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I know that.
Honestly.
That's why they want to get rid of him. I mean, your thoughts on that?
That's true.
All right.
Your thoughts on that? Very surprised, mate.
Yeah, but they also only offered Ruben Amorim 100 grand a week.
Yeah.
So they offered him so low as well. They offered a take it or leave it deal. I ain't surprised either, but I'm not surprised both ways because if I was Liverpool, I'd be pissed off because he went and spoke to West Ham. I'd be well pissed off.
If you had the Ruben Amorim thing off, because Ruben Amorim hasn't spoken to Liverpool, like he hasn't spoken to Liverpool, like we haven't spoken to him. So if you had that off, that we offered him 100 grand.
Representatives doing up here then in Liverpool on the weekend?
They weren't. They were in
one
London.
Representative.
His agent was here.
And his agent might have been here, but he wasn't.
And they offered the agent, the contract was offered to the agent of 100 grand a week.
100 grand a week.
Yeah. That's really good money, by the way, for a manager.
And I think this fella will come in for about 10 grand a week.
Probably, yeah.
Mr. Slot. So I've been Liverpool fan. That's what I don't mention his name. I hate mentioning the Irishman's name. And that's why he turns around and says, I was Liverpool's manager. I was Liverpool's manager. Hodgson, I was Liverpool manager. Jesus. And we're going to go back to those days, believe you me.
No, we're not. No, we're not, Frank.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion. That's
we're not,
my
Frank.
opinion.
We're not, Frank.
You know what the bigger picture being that, see the way Klopp has never, ever in the 9 years ever sort of said anything about the owners, that they only gave me a tenner to spend in the transfer window after winning the Champions League, for example. He's never, ever done anything like that, where Edwards sort of just got up and went. Instead of like biting his tongue, I thought, you know what, let's just get on with it. That's the difference for me.
Guys, I'm going to shoot. Okay, cheer up, man, please. Honestly, we'll pick a good guy. Okay, trust the data until it doesn't work. And big up. We'll win the derby tomorrow, guys. Big up.
That's all I want. Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
No, we're winning the derby.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. Easy win.
All right. Catch us later, guys. All right. Bye.
Yeah, mate.
All right, see you later.
Peace.
Okay, Mark. Thanks for coming on. Thank you.
Oh. Are we all chilled?
I'm cool, bro.
Frank, you all right, mate?
Yeah, well, it's just like, people disagree and people agree, and whatever. I'm livid. I really am livid. And one of the lads says about the power change. And this is it. And it's Norman. He says, when Klopp was asked by press, now Edwards is coming back, would you consider no? Klopp said he and Edwards are not stupid as me, and he comes back because Klopp, I'm leaving. And that's right, because he walked away from Liverpool. And some snazzy business must have been going on to get rid of Klopp because he had too much power. As I said, he had power. He had power behind him. And that was the fans. That was the fans. You only got to look at you only got to look at the look, they've got songs and everything. Up here in Liverpool, we don't only build statues, but we put pictures on the big murals on their walls and gable ends. That's what we do here in Liverpool, here in my city.
Yeah.
And that's what we do for their great people. We build gates for people, besides statues as well. And that's what we do. We love our football club. But if we can see anything going skew with, we come out and fucking say it. Like Hicks and Gillette. We came out and said it. Fuck off. Don't want you. We don't want you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, look at that. Drunk V. K-Mac will run the show. No, we fucking won't. No, we fucking won't. We're all Liverpool fans. No one runs anything. No one fucking runs anything. If anyone wants to say anything, let them say it. It's their privilege. But I'm a Scouser. I'm a fucking Scouser. And I love my club. I love my city. And no one can fucking tell me. Nobody. Dino, not having Conte or Zidane. Zidane doesn't speak a word of English, and Conte is in the polar opposites to Klopp personality-wise. I'd rather go with an up-and-coming manager from the new school of footy. Name them. Name them. Do you reckon we'll be as bad as United after Fergie? I'm starting to think we will. Says Youssef. Does anyone agree with that?
No, I wouldn't say so, because I think we got the squad that Jurgen built and has left. I don't think it's going to be nowhere near as bad as what they went through.
Kenny, well, it's Norman. When Klopp was asked, but yeah, I've said that. I was looking for a comment before. And what it was about the power shifting, and that's why Edwards came back. So if you read between the lines of everything, and they were in contact with Edwards, and they knew if Edwards had come back, Klopp would leave, because Klopp is a loyal man. He would have finished out. He would have definitely have finished out his contract. But when he's seeing this fella, and you see a picture and like that shaking hands, that's a load. That was just for the fucking press. But yeah, Jürgen wanted to squeeze the hand off him. And I'm hoping for a Chelsea win. Hate them though. TW, that's all down to Klopp, not Edwards. Whatever K-Mac was saying. Bonkers new. Liverpool face a bill of 8.59 million to do business with Feyenoord if they decide to step up their efforts to sign a manager. Slot. Feyenoord are said to be happy to sanction the departure. Now, there's a big difference between Amarins, isn't it? And
Yeah.
The other fellas.
Nearly double.
Does anyone mention, when you were talking to Kmart about Diaz's wages, by the way?
No, we didn't.
No one.
No.
Cheapskates. Keep it real. Not really, mate. They get near to the 18-yard box and the move breaks down every time. Whoever you're talking about there, Pan of Scouts. It's a pity Stevie G didn't stay in Scotland for a bit longer. He was doing okay. And okay there, and Mayo being on the list now. I agree there. And I was talking, and this is when Stevie left. Then all of a sudden, Aston Villa became alive. They didn't want to play for Stevie. You've only got to look a few months before. Stevie could have won us the league with his side 10 minutes ago, 2-0 up. So you can imagine what he said to those players. You can imagine what he said to those players at the end of that game. And they've never liked him after that. A few months later, Stevie was gone. They weren't playing. And when the other fella came in, they were playing great. Because Stevie had gone. No one ever thinks about that. Nobody. I do.
I'd prefer him now, to be honest, even over Slot now. Gerrard, if I'm being honest. At least he'll get the fans get behind him.
Who?
Stevie Gerrard. I'd have him even now over Slot because at least the fans will get behind him straight away from the first go.
Well, Arsenal are winning 2-0 anyway. That's what they're saying.
4-0.
Well, 4-0.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So you can figure. Listen, people, just forget about that. Forget about that result.
We just got to keep winning. And all we can do. So
yeah.
Worry about us.
George Seth says Karius was hit during the final, and it turns out plays with a concussion. That is a disgrace. Our medical staff should have taken him off. So he said. So he said, yeah. Okay. The Irishman wanted Benteke, not Edwards. The Irishman wanted was he a manager then? Was he? No.
Hodgson brought in Benteke, didn't he? Didn't Hodgson bring Benteke in?
I don't know. Forget. I tell you who he is once, and he broke his back to get him, Stevie G said. And he said that he didn't want him in a post, in a column or something like that, in an interview after he left Liverpool, after he was sacked, kicked up the backside to get out. And he said, I didn't want to sign Mario Balotelli. And Stevie J, a couple of weeks later in the column, said he broke his back to get him. The Irishman broke his back to get him. So who do you believe, the Irishman or Stevie? And who I believe. We as fans cannot accept a project manager. We get someone to challenge for the league. No fucking reset or waiting around 3 seasons for a midfielder, says Zia. Yes.
Spot on.
Yes. Edwards is in charge of transfers since Kamoli went. The signings only worked under Klopp, says Norman. And that's right. No, does anyone tell K-Mac that?
No, it's like this. There's 2 guys, and one of the guys goes shopping, I don't know, Harrods to get flour, sugar, baking powder, and all these sort of things. But he can't cook. He can't even make he can't even make toast. This guy, but he gives it to a guy, and this guy can make that cake into one of the best cakes in the whole world. So you understand my point there regarding what Edwards and Klopp are. Without Klopp, Edwards wouldn't really shine. His players, And maybe vice versa, you know, he's bought him the top ingredients for Klopp to use to make that beautiful cake. So that's how that situation is.
Well, look at this cheeky fella here, look. Come on, me there. Match live on my Telegram channel.
Who said that?
Does bless Frank, mate. There you does. And F Arsenal, I could not give a concentrate on us, Liverpool. Exactly. We've got a very important game tomorrow, and people are saying about Arsenal, not interested in them. If we win the league, we win the league. If we don't win the league, we don't win it. But we've given us one hell of a shot with a new midfield, with loads of injuries. We're playing against VAR and against corrupt refs. That's who we played against. And look where we are.
And Frank, we need to realise, and everyone's going on the bandwagon for Michael Edwards of his good signings. He's also the man who bought Ryan Brewster, and he bought Ben Davis, Mohamed Sakho, Danny Ward. The list goes on of shit signings he's done as well.
Who's this? Edwards,
Mohamed Sakho,
Oh, yeah.
Ben Davis, Ryan Brewster. So,
yeah, they forget about that. And all they say is Mane, Salah, and who's the Bobby. That's all they keep saying. Oh, and they say, and Ali and Veg. I think it was the fans who signed them, fella.
Minamino. Jesus.
And Keep It Real says he gets 50k a week. Diaz, exactly.
57.
Exactly. And he only wanted a rise. Now he's going because they won't give him a rise.
Adrian's on 60.
And as Dean says, Klopp tells it like it is. He's not a yes man. No. Well, you're going to get yes man in for next season, and this is where we come unstuck. I'm telling you now, we're going to come unstuck. Was I rude to K-Mac by any chance?
No, just passionate.
JK. Has JK gone again? Was I rude?
Boisterous.
What?
Boisterous.
Oh. Vociferous, that's all. That's what I am. As my granddaughter said to me when we went to when I brought her to see the Southampton FA Cup game, she said, "Granddad," I said, "What?" She said, "Wait, what are you shouting for?" Because I was shouting at the linesman, the referee, and everybody else. And I said, "That's what you do. That's what you do, Sophia." And she said, "But no one else is shouting around us, only you." Because we were in the main stand, you see. I said, "Well, they never shout here." That's why Klopp always did that, didn't he? He was doing that to them. Always done that to the main stand because no one was doing anything. Dean says, look, just stop talking about Arsenal, people. You know, you're on the pod and talk about us. Gerrard is not tactically astute enough to manage Liverpool. Leave Gerrard and Saudi, says Dean. I think what he meant, though, Dean, is this. If he would have stayed up in Scotland, you know, he would have been far better off, and he would have been on the list, believe you me. Because when he left, it was a matter of he'll come back as a manager. We all said it. We all said he'll be back as a manager. That's what we all said. Because he's a Scotia through and through, and one of the greatest of all midfielders. that ever played for us, that ever donned a red shirt. Scottish Bear says, Frank, did you see my comments on Jamie's channel? I am angry at what's going on at Liverpool. Edwards and Hughes are showing zero ambition. I watched Celtic play Feyenoord. Celtic were the better side. Yeah, Scottish Bear, I think I answered you on that. And I just said, which I did, I went for a shower. I said, I'm going for a shower because some of the, once I seen a thing, remember all this, it became a cliche after a while. Trust in Rodgers, trust in Brendan. Do you ever remember that?
Yeah.
Right, and trust in Klopp. Well, before then, it was trust in Hodgson, trust in Rafa, and all this. Yeah, fine. And now we got it on Jamie's channel. On Jamie's channel, we got trust in Edwards. I just said, oh, fuck this. I'm going for a shower. I never commented, I just said, oh, fuck this. I'm going for a shower. Go for the shower, and I went. And had my shower. Pan of Scouts. I would have Stevie G over Slot as well, and some of the other managers mentioned. Now that's Pan of. We're Scousers. We are Scousers. That's why we would have loved to have had Xabi here. We'd have loved that because he would have been given time. Rogers board Benteke, says Tino. And Keep It Real says he didn't sign Brewster. And did Edwards by Stephen Colker as well, says Yusuf.
He did buy Brewster as well. He did.
I know he did. I know.
Yeah.
I know he did. But, he said Brewster came through the youth ranks and he sold him for a huge profit of 24 million. And that's why we got rid of him. That's why we got rid of Solanke to Hughes, Richard Hughes, and Jordan Ibe, and Adam Smith. Think about them for a minute, please. Yeah. Think about that. I wanted to. Corker was a loan deal, says Keeper. And that's nice, thank you, Keeper. You wasn't rude towards him, lad. Thank you. Thank you. And TW says it's all about data. What a load of crap. What a load. I don't know what Yusuf means. Oh, for God's sake, we can't catch a break. I don't know what that. Cedric Lopez. Big up, Frank. Thank you, Cedric. And I'll go straight to you now, JK. All this Edwards is good in the transfers is nonsense. Has JK gone?
He must have gone.
All this Edwards. Oh, there he is. I'll go right over to you, JK, on this Scottish Bear. All this Edwards is good. All this Edwards is good in the transfers is nonsense. It's the manager that develops the player. It was Klopp that identified Mane and VVD, not Edwards. Thank you. Thank you.
That's what I was on about the cake. Klopp had to make the cake. The guy got the ingredients, don't get me wrong, but it was Klopp who made the cake, and that's the same. Simple as.
And it was. And that's why Klopp That's why Klopp identifies Shumeni and Bellingham. And as he said, was it last week he said, or a couple of weeks ago, what he said about Bellingham? He said Liverpool, he would have been, what did he say? I can't even paraphrase. Hang on, I'll have to paraphrase. He said, we would have been in a better place today with Jude Bellingham on our side. That's what he said. Paraphrasing that.
Yeah.
What he said.
Definitely.
So, you know, as far as Edwards is concerned, he can do on people who support him. How can you be positive? Really? How can you?
Yeah.
We're going for a league. And all this has come out. Whether it's, distraction, to upset our players, I don't know, by the media. Have you noticed?
Exactly.
Oh, it's all the time.
Exactly.
It's all the time.
Of course. They're biting any chance they got to do it, they do it. You know, last week before we lost to Palace,
Yeah.
they got their digging. They got their digging before the next Monday was Hillsborough Remembrance. But the night before they were dissing Liverpool that they lost to Palace. It was the only chance for them to do that, and that's how it is. Anytime there's anything Liverpool, put a salt and pepper, and that's why we've gone off rail a little bit. Too much news going on. Too much.
Yeah, there is definitely, and that's why I don't watch the likes of Sky Sports. They were always at it, them Sky Sports, always at it. Before the FA Cup final in '95 against United, it was all United. Nothing about Liverpool. And you had the pundits saying, oh, yeah, United are going to win this. Nothing about us. Then they started skidding when they came out on the pitch. We were there, and they came out in the suits, and, they were given the Spice Boys.
Yeah.
The chant, the Spice Boys by the press.
This is what pisses me off, like, Frank. And John W. Henry's clearly got on the phone, looked himself, and he's clearly rang up Edwards and gone, look at this onslaught. He's only got a net spend of 3.5 million. Let's get him. That's what's happened.
I'll have to say to Daz. Daz, no, if you're still with us, I'm sorry. Jason puts all those up. But I was arguing with someone, and I forgot to tell him. I'm awfully sorry. And he rang me up 5 minutes before the show. And the unfortunate thing was, it was too late. But I promise you, Thursday night, after the game, no, it's not, tomorrow night, after the game.
Where's our Shankly boy tonight?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right. Maybe he's looking in and going, oh, not going on with Frank. He's gone there.
Yeah, probably.
Up the slot machine, says bonkers. And KG says, you get tied up in knots with trust in Edwards' tie. Absolutely. And Josh says, Alisson, Trent, Ibu, Verge, Robbo, Enzo, Maka, Harvey, Salah, Nunes, Diaz for me tomorrow. Frank.
Enzo's out, isn't he?
We're talking about our little team in a moment or two, Daz. But that's a good choice, that. That's a good choice. Brewster signed for Liverpool, says Tier, after a recommendation from Michael Beale, who was under 18's manager. Nothing to do with Frank's mate. Frank's mate?
Not a clue.
Oh, must be Edwards, yeah. Not my fucking mate. didn't know why people fall for FSG and Edwards says Norman. And they do. And keep it real. Fuck FSG, they aren't to be trusted. I've been FSG out for years, used to be active on a channel around 2012 on YT, on YouTube called Fenway, Become Not to Play. Do you ever remember that, JK? That slogan? On Anfield?
Yeah.
On the cop, we come not to play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, pathetic.
Joke.
It's like an American thing. It's like
Slogans.
did we ever have? Did we ever have those cheerleaders on at one point? Cheerleaders, you know, the girls kicking the legs about with those twirly things. And,
Pom poms.
yeah, did we? Did we ever have them?
No, I don't think
A
so.
couple of days. No.
No.
I know. Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. Onslaugh's welcoming party.
It's sort of. I'm not a big fan of slogans and that. A bit cringe, you know. Don't like cringe when things are cringy, you know, and that's what football's become. To make money, they got to go cringe. You know.
Well, all right, JK, I'll stick to you. Right, I'll stick to you. Listen, people, if you don't, if you don't mind, will you subscribe and press the likes, please, to get the algorithm out there, please, and because I've got a great panel, and they're good lads, they're good Reds, and they know the stuff. And it'll be great if you could subscribe to us and just get the algorithm, please. I know that I go off my head sometimes. It's just when I get too excited. Well, no, I don't get too excited. I just want the best for us. I really want the best for us. That's why I want the best players and I want the best manager. That's why I've said before, haven't I? I've said to people, okay, well, who'd you rather have at the club, Klopp or Edwards? That's what I've said. And so one lad, who've got great respect for, he couldn't give me an answer. So I said, well, you'd rather have Edwards. No, I'd like to have the two of them. I said, they don't get on. They hate each other, especially Klopp hates Edwards. Sky Sports producers are a bunch of Manx, it's the Scottish bear.
Yeah, they're all City fans.
And Keep It says, used to get bad abuse from our fans. I think, but they're not our fans, to be honest, yeah, fellas. Jeff, I can't really.
Go
on.
What I was going to say, the Klopp thing, that's personality clash, that is. Because when you look at Liverpool's players, Mane, Salah, Milner, Henderson, they've all got different personalities, but they all got on with Klopp. So for me, I think Edwards might have been a bit of a smart aleck, arrogant maybe even. We can't really say he was, but and you know what Klopp's like. You don't like guys who are a bit smart alecky, like Sacco. Sacco straight, bang, out the door. So for me, it wasn't Klopp's fault. Yeah. I think Klopp's easy to get on with. I think he's one of them type of guys. I think everyone will get on with him.
He put his arm around anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. Yeah. And, like, someone says, Edwards, Man United wanted him. Man United. Yeah, so fucking what? Go to Man United. Give a toss. Fuck Man United. Let him go there. Wasn't worried about it. I was on someone's pod. Oh, see, Man United want him on the Edwards, So fucking well, let him go. He's not going to do anything.
Yeah, but that's sort of raised. That's raised his wages. The contract he signed with us. Now we didn't know what wages he's on. He's probably on a good whack.
You wouldn't.
And that's what Yeah. He's on a good whack now because you know why? Man United were interested.
It's probably on about $1 million a
That's
week.
why.
Colin Drake
I wouldn't
says,
go that far, but
I don't subscribe to Sky anymore, dictating pricks, a lot of them. Yeah. And keep it real.
Sky Sports.
Subscribe to TalkSport either, Colin. They are linked to the Sun, yes. And what does Jeff say? I can't really comment on Slot. Don't know anything about him, but it appears that there is a lack of hair retention in Holland among football coaches. Must be a worrying sign for them.
Yeah.
And Keeper says, full of mankrats on that TalkSport. I couldn't believe the amount of people who are FSG in Redmond TV. Yeah, I don't watch that, to be honest. Norman called us customers. That was one of the final straws that broke the camel's back when that came out. Frank, says Keeper, the guy was Irish who owned that channel, and he had to shut it down because the abuse he was getting from our fans. Well, there's another Irish fella.
What, for telling the truth?
Holden.
But he's an absolute tit.
Craig Holden.
A big tit. Hasn't a clue. Yeah, I want that. Same as Anfield Rap as well. They are just like Redmond. I don't listen to their phonies then. And I've said that on tweet to them. Some fat fella with glasses. Who's that? And he went like that when, the Irishman, when he first came back to Liverpool with Leicester. And he was on a LFC TV press night. And he said, oh, yeah. He's going to get a great reception.
That's Chris.
He'll get a standing ovation. Oh, yeah, he's great. Oh, can't wait to see the ovation he'll get. And I fucking tweeted. I said, do you think he'll get an ovation of the girl's husband's family who committed suicide, that he ran off with the baby and his bride? He was devastated, committed suicide.
You on about the one with the glasses, Frank, yeah?
What?
You on about the one with the glasses?
Yeah, that prick.
Yeah, that's Chris.
That prick.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, I don't know who it is. I said, he's a little fat fella. He wore blue glasses.
Yeah.
Never stops talking. So I told him, I said, fuck you. Never got back to me. And then there's, oh yeah, the Irishman, oh yeah, called him by his first name. Fucking pervert. Dino says, if other clubs in Europe, Barca, Bayern, are looking at the same managers as us, then is that down to their potential or lack of standout candidates? JK.
Lack of standout candidates. Lack of standout candidates. There's no one there. It's just like, where are the managers? Where are they? Like, come on. Back in the old days, as soon as a big job came up, you get a name. Someone who's been around a little bit, at least. Maybe win a UEFA Cup or whatever, These guys have just won a league in their countries. Portugal, Almiron, and the guy who's got mentioned today in Holland, who won a league title. So that's where we're at in football nowadays. We're at the area in the time of where the people like Klopp, Pep, Ancelotti are sort of still in the game, but their days will be over soon, maybe. And this is the new generation of football managers now who have to start from rock bottom. They're getting mentioned already for big clubs. That guy was offered the Tottenham job, but he turned it down. the guy who's been linked with us today. So there is a lack of quality in managers, 100%.
Would you? A manager I'd go after is Inzaghi. I rarely go after him, but you'd have to pay the big bucks, and I think he'd come over here. I really do. But we won't pay the money for him. But you can't tell people that, because, you know, who want this slot fella to do well, or who thinks FSG and Edwards is whoa, you know, wonderful. You can't tell them that, because as it goes like that, as the words come out your mouth and go towards, you know, the head, the brain there, you know, I think it's there, it bounces off. The words bounce off, so you can't tell them, because they don't understand, because the words are not penetrating.
He works on a budget as well, Frank Inzaghi, which is amazing what he's done over there. He's bought a lot of free players in, like Alexis Sanchez and Henrik Mkhitaryan. He's done fantastic business, to be fair to Inzaghi, and won the title there.
Norman says, just found out Jamie Phillips show where K-Mac is sponsored by Michael Edwards. And he just, I know that, just joking. They are decent lads. I love all our fans. I just love all our fans. I do. No matter how far and wide they come from, I love them, because the Reds, they're like me. They're like JK, they're like Darryl, they're like all you lads on there. Yous are all great. I love yous, because yous are Reds. You want the best for us. You know, but we have different opinions. And, you know, Jamie said, I'm staying positive, I'm not being negative. But, you know, is criticising being negative. JK, is criticism being negative?
Telling the truth always helps, you know?
Of course it does. Of course.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it. There's an art. I think Klopp's the type of guy, if someone's not playing well, he'll do it in the right manner to tell that guy he's not playing well, you know? But criticizing everything is part of the game, you know? But having agendas is a different part of the game that never used to really exist, where for some reason, a lot of our fans, well, more now than ever before, don't want Klopp to go. And they can't wait for the new era that's going to come in. Bit embarrassing, really.
Of course. And as our Steve says there, football without opinions would be boring, Frank, absolutely. And the panel says, Frank's on fire tonight with his comments. It's like that. Steve LFC. Ralph Rangnick is in talks with Bayern. Barca wants hammer him, and we get Phil Mitchell.
Grant Mitchell. Man United got Phil Mitchell.
He's
no,
assistant.
This fella's like him.
Grant's assistant, isn't it?
That Rangnick will be good as sporting director for us, not boss though, says Norman. Liverpool have pinpointed the Feyenoord head coach Arne Slot as the man they want to replace Jurgen Klopp. That's a tweet from Paul Joyce.
Oh, that's Joyce. It must be happening now if that idiot's come out and posted it. Born again, fucking Joyce.
Yeah.
As Duncan says.
Yeah, Steve LFC. Football without opinions would be boring. Absolutely. And Dean says, I consider myself a glass half full Red. I always try to look for positives. Maybe an confusing positivity with being delusional. Klopp's going, and we have to hope the club get it right. Yes, yes, this is what it's all about. The club obviously have to get it right. But before you get it right, in my profession, I always remember there was 2 candidates to take over a mathematics. It was maths department, because this girl took ill all of a sudden, and she was really nice girl, really nice girl, but she took ill, and they had to bring in someone who was good at the maths, because their exams were coming up in a couple of months' time. So anyway, there was 2 candidates, and I knew he was the best candidate. I knew. And they took the other one for some reason. And okay, and all the students said this, after about 4 weeks of study with her, this one's no good, this candidate's no good, hopeless. So they got hold of that other one, that other candidate, 4 weeks later, and said, will you come in? And she reluctantly said yes. And all the students were made up with it, and they all passed their exams just because of that. And that's what it's all about. It's the right choice. And I'm telling you now that no matter who we get in, we're going. I said this tonight, JK. I said this, Sarah. We'll do nothing next year, even with Amarim. But I tell you what, we will definitely struggle with this fella, Slot.
Yeah.
We will definitely struggle with him. If he thinks that he's going to come in, we get behind the team. We don't have to get behind the manager. I was never behind the Irishman. Never, ever. Just didn't like him. And I got behind the team, though. Got behind the team. What does Norman say? Looks like Humpty Dumpty and our new boss then. Yep. And Joyce is in with Edwards. That's why he's born again. Steve Edwards has said a few times it won't be the popular choice, but the correct choice. This is the biggest summer for our club in the last 10 years. It won't be a popular choice. How do you think the not the fans, but the players will take to this fella? Some ballsy fella coming in, and they know that he's going to be a lot inferior to Jürgen. They know this. How do you think they'll take?
I don't think the players will be overly keen, but maybe players like Virgin, Gakpo, Gravenberch.
No,
The Dutch connection, maybe not. I don't know.
The Dutch masters, yeah, they know him. You know what us fans are like, bro. We're not going to give the guy a hard time. We're going to welcome him if he's the guy. When the first game of the season kicks off and he's the guy in charge on the sidelines, us fans are going to naturally just get behind him. I don't want to be like anti the guy straight away without actually him doing anything. But with Klopp, we knew what we were getting and what the future was going to hold for us. We know there's going to be a bright future with Klopp. This guy, we don't know, but 3 years he's been in the game as a manager in Holland, he's doing okay. But that's the thing, a lot of us fans don't want him.
It's not long enough.
Not long, but as I said, many a times, bro, the number of managers available, there's no one there. Not my fault, not your fault, not Darren's fault, Darryl's fault. It's the way it is. So who can you get?
Honestly, look, there's always a price for someone. There's always a price, JK, to get someone in, a proven manager with a good CV. this fella's CV is nothing. Is nothing. You've only got to look at Steven Gerrard and his CV. His CV. And he's got forget Saudi. He just went over there for the Josh. That's about it. But you look at his Scottish CV, fantastic. Fantastic. And, so he has got a CV. And to Scottish League, I think I could become manager and win the league with any of the, Scotland, with Rangers or Celtic. Yeah, me and you and Darryl, the backroom staff. I think we could do it. Problem is, the Scottish League is much stronger than the fucking Dutch League. It sounds nuts, I know. It sounds nuts.
Yeah, true.
Because if you're either, Celtic or Rangers, they're the two main teams. And you've got to be on the ball for those teams. And Stevie was for Rangers. Stevie was. And hang on, let's see what these lads say. Players can suss a new manager out within their first few meetings and sessions. Likewise, a manager can win over players in the same time. Yeah, agree there. I think it's sad that we will never see the real managers who could build football clubs into dynasties. Busby, Shankly, Mercer, great men. We came very close to Jürgen despite the interference from the owner, says Jeff Ellison. Will you blame them for him going? Colin Dykes, if us fans are inspired by disappointment, then the players aren't going to be either, in my opinion. I think you're so right. That's why I asked the question, Colin. That is why I asked the question. And the bonkers says we will beat Everton. Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
And I get mixed up with Anne and no Kenny, Norman. FSU would take the Champions League football for 5 years in a row rather than winning a title or two ends. Why no Emery or Alonso, and why build a budget boss like supermarket? Effing sweep is right. And the players can go the same way as Rashford has done with Ten Hag. Yeah. And Stevie at down at Villa, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Because he must have lashed out at all them after that defeat by City. 10 minutes to go and they scored 3. They only needed to, if they were to dream, we would have won the league. As you know. And Steve says, right to you, Darryl. Would you all be against Jose Mourinho? I know a lot of fans are, and I'm not keen, but he isn't a yes man and would call out FSG if they were being tight.
He's managed Man United. Not a chance for me in how.
Okay. What about you, JK?
100% no. Posing with the Sun paper and that this last few days. So for me, no, 100%.
Okay. That's a good point. I'd say no because, as I said before, he signed a contract with the Sun because of, I hate mentioning that name as well, the Sun. For the Euros, signs a contract with them. Could you imagine him being our interim manager and he's writing for the fucking Sun? Jesus. That'll be a thing. Amarim's next. Go on.
Yeah, so all that noise yesterday, the last few days since Mourinho was at the Fulham game, that's just fans going over the top. It's like,
I know.
Oh, God.
I
Sort it out.
seen him when I was watching the match as well. And not one thought came out of my little mad head that, not one thought that I thought, oh, he's going to be our manager. Or, you know, a Liverpool connection. Not one thought. No. To be honest, he did want to become Liverpool manager before he came into English football when he was Porto's manager. And I said, yeah, let's have him. He's good, him. And he proved it. He proved it. But then again, one of the lads has said, you know, he called them out, but he wouldn't have the chance. And I think Edwards would be telling the owners, no, don't get him because they'd call you out first few days, because he'd want money to spend. Who went? Who was it? I think it was Ancelotti when he was Jürgen and the other fella, Ancelotti. And he said he needed money to buy. But there was, do you ever remember a Porto lad? He won the league with Porto or something like that. And he became manager of Chelsea. He was only a young fella. He did great. And, you know, he was like sort of manager, you know, sort out manager. And anyway, Chelsea got him. And he got the sack after the season. I forget his name. But Liverpool went after him. And he went for an interview over to Boston.
That was Villiers Boas.
That's him.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's him.
Yeah. And
he went over and he said, yeah, that's what I want. And he wanted money because he wanted to buy, I don't know, so many players. And the Irishman went in with the portfolio.
Northern Irish, yeah.
And he went in with a portfolio, that pick. And he said, yeah, there's me, look. This is what I'd like to do. And they said, well, and he never mentioned money, so he went, yeah, all right, you can come. I can work with the squad, he said. What we've got, what Liverpool have now, I can work with them rather than going out and spending. So Amarim's net spend is 75 million. How much is our net spend? Any idea?
30 million.
30 million.
Yeah.
So there's your difference there. Right away. Panel. Whoever the new manager is, if he's not a popular choice of manager and he gets off to a bad start, the fans will get on his back. Never mind, back him. Remember Hodgson, absolutely. Absolutely.
The media will. They'll go over the top to drive that, to upset us, you know.
But the point is as well, you know, if Liverpool are doing bad and the manager's there, you know, they'd be coming out, the press, and be saying, you know, you've got to give them a chance. Look at, and they might even bring Bob Paisley. Bob Paisley never done anything in his first season. You know, and all this nonsense. So they could spin. And as they do, they've always spun.
This is what I don't get now, Frank. These owners do not give two dots about these fans. They put the season ticket prices up. They've also now signed a multi-mega deal with Adidas, and that's going to bump up the shirt prices again. They've got no care for these fans whatsoever. Nothing for the fans.
Yeah. And as the bunker says, he's answering to Steve. He's saying LFC don't want the park the bus tactics, and I think he's talking about Marino. Dean says, I'll back the manager, whoever he is, because I love Liverpool Football Club and I am desperate for us to be successful. In an ideal world, Jürgen would be staying, but he's not. So let's move forward. Absolutely, but you've got to move forward with the right players and the right manager and the right backroom staff. I question the backroom staff. I'm telling you now, Dino. But I'll back the team. I'll always back the team. I don't have to back the manager, and I don't have to back the backroom staff. Do you ever remember the Irishman's backroom staff? But Mike Marsh and that other Welsh fella who we brought up with him. And you see them, I forget what game was it, the Stoke game, we were getting beat 6-1. And they were just sitting there like that. Gormless. They were just sitting there. And the Irishman was sitting there like that. Never forget that picture. I think it should go on a big top wall saying, we don't want this anymore. We don't want this anymore. Marino is toxic. No way is he a Liverpool manager, says Norman. Wouldn't happen. FSG wouldn't want anyone calling them out. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they were terrified of Jürgen calling them out, to be honest. The scum newspaper, John Conway. I didn't know he signs up with that rag, so we can do one, says Paul Turner. Yep. And if Marino came to Liverpool, he'd destroy everything Klopp built within 12 months. He's divisive and self-centred. Plus, he managed the scum. Yes, and Chelsea as well. Don't forget, Dino, and Chelsea.
Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham as well.
Yeah.
He's fair share. Yeah.
And when I was saying, I couldn't think of the name, and one of the lads, you know, I know that he said the Middlesbrough was fine. Yes, thank you.
Do you know, Frank? Do you know that guy that I forgot his name already because I don't want to think about his name. Slot. Do you know who he actually looks like? He looks like, you know, that Greg Wallace, the TV chef. If you put glasses on him, he'd look like Greg Wallace.
Master Chef, yeah.
Yeah.
He did actually.
Well, as Dean says, you know, one thing Liverpool fans are renowned for is giving the manager time. Hudson was different circumstances. I think it's different this time, Dino, and I'll tell you why. We've built something over the last 9 years with Jürgen Klopp. We've won everything that can be won within those Klopp years. Everything. There's no denying that. And we just missed out on things. And I've always said if FSG would have spent on the pitch, we would have won more Champions Leagues. That's in my opinion. And we would have won a couple of more Premierships. That's in my opinion. Because I mentioned on a pod, I said exactly the same. If they would have invested on the pitch, because he was saying about 1 point how unlucky we were at 1 point. It's not the owner's fault. And I said if they would have invested on the pitch with quality players, instead of drawing a couple of games, we would have won those games with the quality players that would have been bought. So we would have won the league. Never mind that 1 point as an excuse. Never got answered on that. Yeah, Steve. Simone Inzaghi from Inter. Simeone or Inzaghi. Yeah, Simeone, you know, he's a tough manager. He's like a Marino type manager. He takes no nonsense. And he gets with the fans as well. If there's anyone who gets with the fans, it'll be him, Simeone. It'll be him. And he'd get the fans on his side. But I think he's too volatile for the FSG because they're just getting rid of one particular lad, Jürgen, if you know what I mean, who's volatile with the fans. You know, he's volatile with them. He has them on. All the fans are on his side. Every one of them. And they've gone, oh, I'm going, you know, he's getting too much power. Got to get rid of him. That's how businesses work. And Jürgen Klopp, to me, is a loyal man. And he would have just gone out of his way to finish his contract, to end as a loyalty gesture, and then left. But he's gone 18 months, you know, for his contract to be finalised. And that's something that tells me drastically is wrong. Yeah, so I'll go along with you there, Steve, but I'd go for Inzaghi, great manager. I love Inter, and they're playing brilliant, and they won the league last night. And I've got friends over in Italy who are doing cartwheels still and backward flips because they won. And they're Reds as well, these Inter supporters who are now. And they'd be made up for him to come in. Ali Nusa, our Romanian friend, we have money and we need it. We are a big club. We are Liverpool. Stop signing bench players. We need 2 to 3 big names in the summer. That's what I was saying before, Ali. We need a manager with a big CV, a manager who has won something, and I don't mean it. And I don't mean a bloody league title a few years ago or whenever it was. In the, I've never heard of them.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if come the summer, we still go with what we have. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Would you?
Anyway, that's a good comment there, Ali. We are definitely going for the cheapest yes man. Yes, says Captain Sal. Thank you, Captain.
Yeah.
This is what we've been saying. And we are, it's a yes man. Of course it's a yes man. And Paul Turner, I will never forget the Irish guy leaving Stevie. Oh, whoa. That was shocking, that. That was disgusting. And he knew that was a swan song playing there. Playing there.
The way Gerrard left the club was iffy.
What you say, Jay? What you say?
The way Gerrard sort of left the club was iffy. I think Rodgers' main job was to upset Gerrard and get him out of the club somehow. And because they realised Gerrard was big. He was probably as big as, I wouldn't say as big as the club, but he was a big part of that club. And
Absolutely.
You know what, FSG, like, as soon as Klopp got a bit more power at the club, they pulled this trick out, bringing Edwards back in, you know. So they don't want no one bigger than them.
Yeah.
That's their move.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. And this is why Klopp's gone. They didn't want anyone being bigger than them.
Yeah.
Than them, the owners. Albeit that they haven't a clue about football. And they haven't a clue where the chairman's bloody office is. And Bonkers says, is Anfield sector credibility on the X? I don't know, Bonkers. I really don't. I just comment and I do political stuff on there. That's all I do. And I see some things, you know, who's like the bloody show, to be honest. And I, you know, got back to them and thanked them and liked them. And where is Vars tonight? He's he did a quick, I think it was a 72-hour, how can you put it, project. He was training how to cut hair. So he's become a barber. And I said, so you become a barber? He said, no, I'm an hairdresser. So I said, okay, then you're an hairdresser. So that's it. Won't be seeing him again. The hairdresser. Unfortunately. I think I'll call him Vidal Sassoon. Hiya, Vidal, how are you? You know. George said, Frank, don't bite my head off, just throwing in it there. What about, no, yeah, I'd have him. Tuchel, good manager.
Got a CV as well.
Better than Slot. Well better than him, he's proven. Not going to bite your heads off there, George. Not going to bite your heads off there, mate. I've got a fella in the corner up here, as you're looking at the screen, top right, and it's got free Julian Assange. I'd rather have him as our manager. These press people are reporting Slot looking at houses in Liverpool. Oh, just get a list. They didn't have a clue until we did earlier. And they know more. They know no more than we do. And we knew nothing of Slot. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I went on Jamie's and I put a comment in. I said, don't all be going on. I said, the people are going on. We trust in Slot and in Edwards. I said, you don't know him. None of us knew him. Who mentioned him before? Before today, who mentioned him? That's how phony some people are. Jamie had to go with, at Slot. Jamie had to go. But he said, I'm being positive, going to get behind. Well, you fucking get behind him, Jamie, mate. Just get behind him. As I said, I get behind the team. I don't get behind the manager. I don't get behind the owners. And I don't get behind Hughes and these other fellas from Bournemouth. I don't want to end up like Bournemouth. Slot looking at us. Oh dear, says Yusuf. This is great, this. Stevie, let's see if we can... going back to Klopp comments on Jude Bellingham, believe me when I say this, as I'm from Jude's town in Stourbridge, it's well known here, Liverpool pulled out of the deal because Jude wanted Real anyway. No, he didn't. That was spin. He wanted to come here. His parents came up and were talking to Jürgen. They were talking to Jürgen. And he said he's delighted to come here. He just wanted to play for his boyhood club. And he with his mate. He was his mate, boys. He was his mate.
Henderson.
No, it wasn't Henderson. Trent it was. Trent. So and they were going out for dinners and everything when he was, when he thought he was signing. So that's they honestly make believe that. And Yusuf says the 6-1 defeat to Stoke was unforgivable. And Chris Dix, if they choose a no-hoper who toes the line, and it will feed into the global supporter reaction. I think it'll fit not only that, Chris, it'll feed into us as well. And Steve says, Gerrard's had too much power for Rodgers, and absolutely. I mentioned his bloody name. I fucking hate mentioning his name. Hate it. And that's, I think that's a good one, that. Edwards PR machine. Yeah, and don't forget, they shat on King Kenny. Yeah, and I lost I was talking to some certain person today, and I said I lost a little bit of respect for Kenny, because when we were defeated by Chelsea in the FA Cup final, Henry walked up, Kenny walked up with the players and he was shaking hands, and he wouldn't shake hands with Kenny. And then he was sacked. And then Kenny came back. They offered him a job as an ambassador at the academy. And I said, why did you go back? Why did you go back, Kenny? Why? But he just loves Liverpool. But I would never have gone back. That's in my opinion. Ollie Noose, I hope we will not sign this slot guy. Really hope. Says our Romanian friend. And FSG will sell Trent in a heartbeat if they can. I mean that. I agree with you, they will. Well, so listen, lads, tomorrow night, seeing that Arsenal won, how vital is it? I thought they would have dropped points tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, I would. Draw I was going for.
So tomorrow, is it just another, let's go out and win, for the sake of it, or are we going to be determined? Do you think that could affect on all this garbage that's going on about slot and upsetting people? Do you think that could affect our play tomorrow? JK?
I feel the last game, they're still sort of, I wouldn't say celebrating that, but feeling good after that game. Yotta's out for 2 weeks now, so we won't be involved. So that was the big news from today. Yotta out for 2 weeks. So for me, the medical team leaving at the end of the season, happy days. Can't take these injuries sort of nonsense anymore. So, but tomorrow I think they got to be determined. They got to win every game and take it from there. Arsenal got a North London derby soon, so hopefully Tottenham can do something that day. You got Man City on the other side as well, so you got to worry about them.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a fair comment. What about you, Darryl?
Yeah, I think we'll get a big reaction tomorrow. I think we'll go out and give them an idea, personally. I really do.
And there's a good thing. I want you to chat about this as well. And it's from Steve LFC. FSG will do anything for a quick profit or to save money. They don't forget they tried to trademark our club. They tried to copyrighting the Liver Bird. And the Liver Bird has been with us since 2007. It was King John's Royal Seal, and also St. John's, not our St. John, played for us. St. John's Royal Seal. That's why King John took that seal. So it was a Royal Seal. The Liver Bird belongs to Liverpool. It doesn't belong to America. Our government belongs to America because they're rats as well. They wag the tail to America, like the rest of Europe. Those cowards, they wag the tail to America. That's why we're in wars all over the bloody place. Because of America and the covert bloody operations they do and coup d'etats everywhere. NATO creeping up on everyone. So yeah, it belongs to us. It doesn't belong to them. It belongs to the Republic of Liverpool, and the Republic of Liverpool is us. And Dean says, football has moved on. We finished 8th and football was dire. Yep. Think about that for next season, Dean. Vaz is at the barbers trimming slots here. It's unveiling. Nice one. Just get the win and move on to the weekend, and we'll go again, says Paul. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
we've
Ali
got the first game on Saturday. We've got the early kickoff. So win tomorrow and win on Saturday puts us in first position going into the weekend games. Very important.
Yeah, put pressure. Now that's what they'll be doing. That's what the Arsenal fans now will be saying. There'll be a load of pressure now on Liverpool and City.
Mm-hmm.
When do City play?
Tomorrow, Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday. Is it? Okay. Ali says if we bring Slot, he will bring a lot of young Dutch players for the future. We need present, not future. We have young players already. You're right there. You're so right. But unfortunately, Ali, it's the other fella, Edwards and Hughes, who are going to say what players are coming and going. That's what it is. Right, I'm going to ask you now. Forget the goalkeeper. We know who's playing in goal. And I'll go to you first, Darryl.
Yeah.
Who's your back four tomorrow? Now, don't forget, who played on Sunday and who didn't. And it's Everton tomorrow, so who do you reckon your back four will be? Or who would you like?
Got to go with your best. So Trent, Ebu, Virgil, Robertson.
Trent, Ebu, Virgil, Robertson.
Yeah.
Same as you, JK.
No, I'm going to go Trent, Kwanzaa, Virgil, Robertson.
Okay. Trent, Virgil, Kwanzaa, Robertson. Okay. I go with Trent, Connate, Virgil, and Robertson. Same as Dean there. Trent, Connate, and Robbo. Okay. JK, midfield. Who you having in? This is going to be a tough one, by the way. This is going to be the tough one.
Ender 100%. McAllister, Jones.
I think he's injured, Enzo.
Oh, I actually heard something about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's injured.
That means McAllister dropping in the 6. You got to go Jones or Botsley. Or if you play Gravenberch again, if you decide to. So it's Jones 100%. He was rested against Fulham, so he should be ready for this game, hopefully. So McAllister, Jones. I'm going to go Gravenberch before Sabotala, yeah.
Okay, so you brought in two there. I still don't know who you mentioned. Is it Gravenberch you're picking?
Yeah, Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones.
Okay, all right. Okay, what about you, Darryl?
Same as JK for me.
Okay. Your 3 forwards then. Darryl.
I'm going Gakpo on the left, Diaz on the right, and I'm going Gakpo on the left, Mo on the right, and Nunes up top.
Okay. Dino says McAllister, Jones, Enzo, but Enzo's he's out, unfortunately. Philip Biswell says, if it's Slot, I really overly proves us all wrong and turns out to be a great manager. I like your optimism there. I'm not sure it's not
That's good.
optimism. You just hope. You live in hope. Phil, McAllister Jones, Tom says Dean. So he's picking supposedly. Ali, our best team tomorrow for sure, but our history versus evidence shows that we pick up injuries almost every game against them, says our Romanian friend. Yes, because they kick us. They kick us, Ali. Here, touch for that, you. That's what they say. Here, give them a good kicking. That's the only way to, anyway. The Bonkers. We need a stable back four. Trent, Quansah, Virgil, Robbo. Mac, Enzo, Jones, Diaz, Gapco, Salah. Diaz. Okay. Dean, Gapco left, Salah through the middle, Diaz right.
Interesting. I'll go with that one.
And the lovely Jean says, great night, gents. Been listening in. Quansah, Virgil, Gomez, Robbo, Trent, Mac, and Enzo. Diaz, Nunes, and Cody on the left.
No Mo.
So,
Trent
yeah,
DM.
no more. But
Trent
don't forget
DM.
more. Sorry, JK, what was you going to say?
Yeah, I think, you know what, tomorrow could be a game where we play Gomez right back, play Trent as the DM. Now's the time. Derby, Merseyside derby, perfect. If I see that tomorrow, I'll be interested in how we play. I think with having him, McAllister, and say Jones in the midfield could be interesting. So that will be my midfield: Trent, McAllister, Jones. Yeah, Gomez at right back.
I think Frank was saying. I think Frank said earlier about having he'd play Curtis in there, didn't you, Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
Yeah.
Certainly did. You know, because what we need is Alexis to be playing his normal position where he shines, where he's one of the best midfielders in the Premiership. He just shines there. He's unbelievable. So I hope he doesn't play the number 6. I really don't.
What's your team, Frank?
We need to beat these. Hang on.
What's your team, Frank?
My team is, I'm going to go, you can't drop Salah. And I'll tell you for why. Salah has scored more goals against Everton than any other Liverpool player.
Yeah.
Now, today. Yeah. So he has to play. And I'd pick Diaz. And I'd have to go with Nunes. I'd have to go with him, no matter how many chances, because we need someone to be pounding their goal. Pounding it, banging it. These injuries are starting to boil my bladder up. Says Colin. Romanian Ali says, Salah will play, but I want Diaz on the right, Jota left wing, and Nunes centre forward. Or Nunes left wing and Jota centre defender. Not bad, actually.
He's out though.
Yeah. And as our Gene says, Defo Jones instead of Endo. Go along with that. And the Bonkers says, interesting, Frank, your team selection. Thank you, Bonkers. Thank you.
I think for a derby, you have to play Mo. It's potentially his last Merseyside derby, so he needs to play.
And Ali says, yeah, we need a fighter in front, and Nunes is the best one. Can I just show you something, boys?
Yep.
It's just this, and it's one of our lovely, it really is, it's one of our lovely, people who comment, and one of the people who come on the pod, and comment and that. And what it is, it's this. It's this. No, where am I? IT. And if you look at that T-shirt is coming out, and it'll be ready now for the summer, hopefully. And look at it. Just look at it. Part of our D&A, our DNA. And it's got the art there with the big liver bears. Look at that, the art with the liver bears. Smack bang in the middle. And of course, hashtag, you'll never walk alone. And there's the thing of the DNA, the logo of the DNA. I think that's fantastic.
And JK modelling it.
No, I had a day off last year, bro, that day. I had a day off that day.
So keep your eyes open. And even Ali says, looks good. Thank you, Ali. Thank you. But keep your eyes open for when it does materialise. And I think it'd be great, for your summer holidays, for when, say, all our lads and girls on here, they all go on cruises and things, You go to these exotic places. So could you imagine that with the sun beating down? And it's great, and you're in these exotic places, and you've got that white T-shirt on. So, is that Liverpool? Yeah, it's showing us off. Of course it is.
Get your orders in, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, and the hat scarf or a badge. These are friends of mine. And they're absolutely brilliant. It's I support small businesses, especially Liverpool merchandise, and these are great people, and they sell some smart. I've got one on now. This T-shirt, and I've got this on, and it's all good quality. So we've got that, and we've got that, and that. So we'll be telling you more about it. And if you ever go on, there's two great lads, and it's Jamie Phillips in this chat. I know that I answered tonight, and Jamie rants as well, but he's got a great chat, and he's got great people on his show as well. The people who comment, I think they're brilliant myself. I really do. Anyway, that's done. And we're back to normal. And as Colin Dyke said, sorry, Frank, it's your line. It boils my pee, he said. And the alley says, looks good, that. And look, Gene says, the liver bird is in a thumbprint. Thanks, Frank. Oh, shut up. You don't have to thank me. I love you. And I love the T-shirts. That's what it's all about, Gene. That's what it's all about, sweetheart. Everything Liverpool. Everything. Small businesses. Everything. And Dean says, I don't think Nunes has the temperament for an environment of Goodison at the moment. He's in his own head and the minute. He's in his own head at the minute, and I'd rather he came on when we're 2 or 3 up. I'd just rather be 3 up, 2 or 3 up.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have someone who would wind up Pickford, and Nunes that is that best person to wind up Pickford.
Perfect game for him to come back into form. Perfect game.
Yes, totally agree. And especially with the Jot being injured as well. Especially with the Jot being injured. But we need no cowards out there tomorrow night. We need people to get stuck in. Do you know what I'd love? Virgil to score. Or Trent. You know, a mad free kick like he did against Fulham. Just imagine.
Joey Gomez header.
Yeah. Joey Gomez, yeah. Because he didn't get the winner in the 89th minute. And no extra time. And the bunker says, I want to smash the bitters by 4-0. Absolutely. But I don't think we've got an earthly in catching on goal difference, that is. On goal difference.
Yeah.
That's gone now. That has.
So, and as Gene says, Joey, a rebound off the post. Yeah, goes in off the post. That would be good, wouldn't it? Or a zip thing. Pickford's on the head and goes in. And it's the winner. It's the winner, the last minute of it. Sorry?
That was like Sadio Mane's at Goodison where it hit the post in the 90th minute and he came storming in and put it in.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, he did. So anyway, lads, but you starting, you, Daryl, what's your prediction?
5-1, I think.
5-1?
Yeah, 5-1.
All right, there's confidence there, yeah. Okay. JK.
I didn't predict Sunday, so I'm not going to predict again.
No, yeah. I didn't predict against Fulham. I said that we would win.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your, are we going to win?
That's the main thing, yeah. We're going to win.
Yeah. Okay. As long as you say that. As long as you say that. And what did they say? We're negative. We're always positive on here. Always. And Ali says, if we will not win tomorrow, it's over. 1-0 is enough. Yes, says so he's given a 1-0 for us. The lovely Jean says 4-1. Thank you, Jean. Liverpool Tonkin, obviously Tonkin Everton. Nice one. Trent Screamer at the Gladys Street end with a celebration in front of the door. It'd be amazing. Can you imagine him go?
Yeah.
Whoa. Jeez, could you imagine that? I just want to win, says Dino. Not asked if it's 1-0 or 5-6 or 6-5. You can't let those things stop us from. We should stop putting these little words in. I ends up saying them, and I get into trouble. Because as
anyone going?
I don't swear. I just know.
I don't think Frank's going. Are you, Frank?
Anyone in the chat going?
What? Say it again.
Anyone in the chat going to the game?
Oh yeah, is there anyone going tomorrow? Oh yeah, Norman. He's a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
He goes to the game.
Go on, Norman. Bring us luck, bro.
Yeah. Philip Israel. I just bookmarked the @scarf or badge page. Good man, because they are the goods, the smashing people. I don't get paid off them, by the way. I don't get any freebies or nothing, but I just support them because they're lovely people. A little man and wife team, and they do all the wonderful stuff. They really do. They really do. And as the Norman says, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. Sorry. Paul Turner. Do you remember Stevie scoring a screamer and cupping his ears? Yeah. When he runs out, he has a suede head then, didn't he? Do you remember that haircut he had? He looked, I called him suede head. He has a head like a suede, like it was suede. He had that cut. It was a funny haircut. So we used to call him suede head. Yeah, it's and he's running down the wing like that with his hair like that. It's what leads us, isn't it? Leads us all those stuff. Leads us all those tough things. And Colin says, no overzealous red cards with these corrupt officials. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the tackles tomorrow. Any little bit late, yellow cards, red cards, it'd be chaos, you know.
Do you know who was always afraid of getting a couple of yellows? Was Endo.
Yeah, but
Because
he sorted that out.
Yeah, he was always like getting a yellow card, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to say to myself, you know, a couple of more then, and there'll be another yellow, and he'll be gets.
Fun, yeah.
I used to love the derby, the old derbies when you had like the nasty bastards like Tim Cahill and Tony Hibbert and Stubbs. I used to love Unsworth playing them. I used to love playing them. Didn't you?
Yeah. The old days, a bit more fire in there, a bit more fire. And also with Endo, he got better the day he sort of realised when to give a foul away. The day when he started realised I'm going to foul now, instead of just fouling, his game got better. And like now he's been pretty good for us, you know. Shame he's injured tomorrow though.
Yeah. That was against Man United, Jane, when he kissed the TV screen at Old Trafford.
Yeah. When he ran up. Scored two. Should have had an hat-trick that day.
Yeah, hat-trick of penalties, wasn't it? Missed the third one.
Yeah. Should have had the hat-trick. Oh, just imagine if he'd have got that. And some great goals, weren't they? Torres. Dossena, when he scored that lob. Absolutely brilliant. And the free kick. By Little.
Who was it? Who was it?
What?
Aurelio, wasn't it?
Aurelio, yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
I think. Gino says, Frank, can you say 1995? What's so significant about that year, boys?
95, was that the year we wore white in the cup final, no?
Yeah, we wore white, yeah.
Yeah. That was the cup final, wasn't it?
But what was so significant about it? Not wearing white for the cup final. Well, it was the last time Everton won a trophy.
Oh, yeah.
The last time.
That's bad, isn't it?
There's the lovely Jane thanking everyone for, telling that it was Man U. Colin Dykes, Canate is clumsy as well. He gets too close and gets stupid bookings. Yes. I remember Kenny screaming after 40 seconds. That could have, yeah. But that was one of the quickest derby goals, wasn't it? Says Norman, yeah. Philip Biswell. We've never won a treble according to our rivals, but we now have done twice, not the treble. Yeah, it was Joe Fagan who won the very first treble in English football. The very first. And the League Cup, wasn't it? Oh, piss off. You did away with the FA Cup when that undermined the FA Cup. So don't be coming out saying about the FA Cup, you prats. And no one gives a toss anymore, really, about the FA. I know I don't. Paul Turner. I got married in '95, and they haven't won us trophies. But you picked your trophy up that day, didn't you? Hey, Paul, you picked your trophy up, mate. Kenny says, Norman says, I still had hair and zits in 1995. I showed my granddaughter, a picture of me. And she went, who's that? I said, it's your granddad. What granddad? I said, me. She said, it doesn't look like you. I said, why? She said, because you've got like nice hair. Because it was black, you say, I always have black hair. And the picture I showed her, I had a moustache, and anyway, just had a moustache. And remember when videos came out, and you had to have your picture taken, and they told you not to smile. So I said, okay, I'm sitting there. Like, I'll show us one night, like that. And they took the picture. And I've still got it here. And someone said, I put it up once, and someone said, Frank looks like an 80s Italian porn star. Italian porn star. And Philip Biswell, we won one in 1984 under Fagan, but our rivals don't count that either, says Paul Turner. I just mentioned that. That's right. Fagan was the first manager. Yes, but United treble was devalued because they refused to play in it and see that. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I said before as well. My favourite ever derby goal is Peter Beardsley's half volley in the Cop End in 1987. I was only 4 at the time, but I've watched it over and over on video. What a team that was. Yes. Yes. I'll tell you one of the best derby goals. Has anybody seen this on film? Because I don't think you're old enough. And it was David Fairclough when he got the ball in our half, and we were kicking into the Annie Road end, and he beat every Everton player and lashed it from just outside the penalty box, the 18-yard box. And it was a cracking goal. That was one of the best goals.
I don't like to say it, but I think the best goal ever scored in a derby, I hate to say, it's probably Jagielka's in the Cop End.
Yeah.
That was some hit.
And Sandy Brown, I was there at Goodison. That's when I used to go to Goodison. I don't go there anymore. I won't go. And Sandy Brown was a cracking header. He came flying across. Sandy Brown, Everton player. It was a cracking goal. Right in the corner. Get in. And Dino said, yeah, I've seen that. Grand National Day. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, right. Frank, I know a goal. I remember an amazing goal. I think it was in 2000 or 2002 when the ball came across the box and Stevie chested it and absolutely lashed it into the top corner. Remember that one from the corner of the box?
Yeah.
What a goal that was.
I'll tell you one of the, we'll finish on this. And I hope the chat remembers it as well. And it was one of the best passes I've ever seen in my life. Right? We were kicking into the cup and we were getting beat 1-0. The ball came and we had Fernando Torres on the halfway line. You know, in that little circle there, the halfway line. He was in that box there, the circle. The ball came. He chested it. Stevie Gerrard, you seen Stevie Gerrard running like that. He had 2 players on him. Don't forget, he had his back to kicking into the cup, and he had his back to the cup by the halfway line. He tied it. It went up, and he backheeled it right into Stevie's path, and Stevie ran on and smashed it in.
Shit.
Does anybody remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
That was one of the best ever. And Norman, Alan Ball, great player, Frank and Colin Harvey, lives in Ormskirk. Yeah, Ball, was great. And what they ever told, I was only thinking of this the other day. I was talking to someone on the phone, and he said, do you ever remember when Everton were coming home, saying, well, we had two World Cup players, didn't we? You know, that was Wilson and Alan Ball. I said, no, he was playing for Blackburn at the time. He said, yeah, I know. And you can't tell them that. You can't tell that Alan Ball was a Blackpool player. They signed him after the World Cup. And lovely, Jane. Question. How do you feel about the Prem fans saying when we won the league during COVID, it doesn't count? I hate to hear it, but the record shows differently. Absolutely.
Still had to win it.
Yeah, stupid. Ronnie Rosenthal, 1993, last minute winner in the cup for that. Yeah. Do you know what? I was in the, you know, it's called the Kenny Dalglish stand. So anyway, I'm sitting there like, you know, I'm a bit late coming in. It hadn't kicked off, everyone was sitting down. So anyway, I sat down, and all the teams came up, we all, you know, clapped, and they kicked off. I was going through the match. I was shouting at everyone, shouting at the players, our players, and everything else. And this fella started shouting. And I went like, oh, you dirty back, yeah, whatever it was, you know, the Evertonian player, the Everton player shouting at him. And this fella said, leave him alone, you. He's all right. I said, he's a dirty prick. I said, what is it? You what? And he went, you what? I said, he's a dirty prick. So anyway, Ronnie Rosenthal scored. And I'm jumping up and down like this. You know? So anyway, this fellow went like that. You know, he's just standing there. And he went, what did you say before to me? You know, now I'm looking that way towards the cop, if you know what I mean. So he's behind me here. And he said to me, what did you say before, mate? And I went, oh, B.A. Turned around to him like that. And look, I was looking at his chest. And I went there, going up like that. I said nothing, honestly. All right. And I sat down, and the game was over. And he was looking at me like that, but our kids was up in the stand, you know, further up, and he was yelling, Francis, come on. I thought, all right, coming down. Oh, blimey, should have seen the size of him.
I always loved Stevie's last Merseyside goal when that header, brilliant header. Remember that one? Yeah.
When he ran over, I think it was he ran over to Suarez, didn't he?
Yeah, cuddled him in the corner.
Jumped in Suarez's arms. It was fantastic. That. I love Ray Houghton's goal at Goodison in the Cup as well in 88-16. Ablett 1-2 with Barnes, who crossed for Houghton to head in. Jealous of that away end. Looked unreal. Yes. And left them, Gene. We would have broken every record but for that COVID. Yes. Absolutely. Clive Thomas, 77, I was there as well. I was there as well. When he disallowed a goal, was it a goal he disallowed for Everton? Made them away. And Colin says the league was already won when lockdown came in. City's win the season after it was full of COVID season. Yeah, says Colin. My first derby was the last one on the old Cop. The Ev scored and Rushy equalised straight from the restart, and Fowler scored the winner. My dad sat me on the crossbar. Can still smell the old Cop. That's a cracker, that team. That's a great memory, mate. And, memories that we all share and love. And that is a cracker because I can, you get the feel of the Cop. You'd really get the feel of the Cop. I like Henderson's pass to Salah goal, and the Henderson got yes, says the bunkers, yes. And Norman, 2021 season, no crowds at all when City won it. Well, they used to it though, weren't they? Used to it. No crowds. At the what did they call it? The MTN. Fax Collins says Phil Bildwell. Suarez target. I was only talking about that the other night. I don't know whether we were on the pod or I was talking on the phone.
Yeah, pod.
But Moyes, you've got to give Moyes his due. He laughed at it. He just stood there and laughed. I thought that was great of Moyes, to be honest. And Jane says, I know, mate. I was there too. This is why it's frustrating. This is why it's frustrating. Oh yeah, it's the drunk back. I was in the cover that, in fact, I got in just as Everton scored. 25 seconds later, Rush equalised. Slot. We were having a laugh. We were having a very positive time until you come on and mentioned him. It was 2-2 and Clive Thomas disallowed. That's right, the handball. They played well that day, but we won 3-0 at Main Road. Was there as well. And there in golden goal or at scarf or a badge. Yeah. Empty head, yes, says Colin. I used to sell golden gold tickets for the Development Association, says Norma. I know they were a nuisance. You must have been a nuisance, yeah, because they used to come up. Oh, yeah, I want to buy one of these. I'm pissed off. When he got enough for 68 pints to celebrate. You're great, wonderful, and humble people. You're great, wonderful, and humble people, says Richard Hutchinson.
Bless Richard.
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? I wonder if he heard me before. Don't think so. We'll get money off me tickets, Frank. Says, yeah, of course. The golden goal. We'll get money off me tickets, Frank. Anyway, lads, mille grazie. Thank you for tonight. It really was.
Pleasure as always, Frank.
As they say, per stasera. Mille grazie. Per stasera.
Bless up, JK.
Bless up, bro. Bless up.
I'm sorry to. I hope I didn't upset K-Mac. I really don't, because I'm not. It's just. I think he got upset with me, to be honest, and got off.
It's just passion, Frank. That's all it is. Passion.
Bless TW74.
Yeah, bless up, mate.
Great show again, Frank and boys. You never walk alone. That's lovely. That's lovely. Dean. My two late granddads, one a blue, said Billy Liddell was the greatest Liverpool player of all time. What do you reckon, Frank? Okay, for the time he was, we were in the second division at the time. And Billy Liddell, there were great players around at the time as well. There was Tom Finney, Stanley Matthews. They were fantastic. They were the Pele and the Messis of the time for England, that is. And Billy Liddell, Scottish man. And we were in the second division. And he was the only player to be picked twice for a Wales 11 football team. The only player, out of the English league. Finney didn't get picked, and neither did, twice I'm talking about, and neither did the other fella, Stanley Matthews. But it was Billy Liddell, and we called Liverpool Liverpool as well. So Billy Liddell, one of the greats of all. I have to say this though, because I always thought that Kenny Dalglish was the greatest player. And then I turned around and I was on LFC TV and I said, Steven Gerrard has taken the mantle as Liverpool's greatest player. Now, where's the caveat? And the caveat's this. The greatest player in my eyes, to put on a Liverpool shirt was Luis Suarez. If that makes sense, because Steven's legendary, he stayed with us, and he was he was a great captain. They say about Henderson being a great captain. He was head and shoulders above Henderson. So was Souness, head and shoulders above Henderson. He just got lucky to Henderson. Just got lucky with a good side and a great manager to win all those trophies. So he should be proud of himself in that respect. But that's me. That's just my opinion, by the way. I missed the rant, Frank. Can I have a replay, please? No, you'll only get on to K-Mac and say, "What are you shouting at you there, K-Mac?" And I wasn't really, was I, lads?
No.
Oh, blimey. Yeah, look, say, I was I, lads, and not a murmur out of you.
I commented, just went, no.
Oh, I never heard you.
I went, nope.
JK, he never says anything to us.
JK's so quiet tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Like he's tired, man.
Yeah. And Vaz is in the barbers. Listen to this, JK. Vaz is in the barbers, boring his client to sleep with tales of the Lebanese movies. The Lebanese movies. Oh, that's great. Always a great pleasure to be here with you, my LFC family. Thank you. Enjoy the game tomorrow. You'll never walk alone.
Bless up, Jane.
Thank you, Gene.
Bless you.
So much. That's beautiful. Thank you. He was massive, Billy Liddell. He wasn't born. He was quarried, says Norman. That's the old thing. That's the old Tommy.
I'd probably have to agree with you, Frank, with the Suarez one. He's probably my greatest player I've ever seen for Liverpool.
Yeah,
what about you?
Yeah.
What about you and Suarez?
Best player I've seen with my own two eyes. What a player.
Yeah.
He was wow.
The most. Did you hear what Stevie said about him, by the way? He said he was injured one day. He was injured. And he said, "Don't tell anyone." And he has a swollen foot. And Stevie had bigger boots than him, and he borrowed Stevie's boots. Did you know that?
No.
He borrowed Stevie's boots and he played. That's the dedication that man showed us, showed Liverpool Football Club.
He never got injured either.
Yeah, no. And can Darwin be like Louis Suarez?
Wish he was.
I think Richards is. I think he's gone insane.
I'm telling you, Darwin scores tomorrow night, man.
Enjoy tonight, Frank. Let's hope we, and up the Reds. Thanks, Dean, for coming out with.
See nuts.
And the captain self says, Kenny Dalglish for me. By all means, there's no one knocking Kenny at all, But I just said, like Stevie took his mantle, but the best player ever to throw a shirt on was Luis Suarez, the bunkers. This will be the 244th meeting between the two sides in all competitions. Liverpool are one short of registering 100 victories, while there have been 77 draws and 67 wins for Everton.
Thanks.
And guess what we got, Slot? Kenny for me, says him. And Ray Kennedy was a brilliant player. Yes, Frank, of course he was. Kennedy, absolutely. Absolutely. So, JK, thank you so much.
Sorry, bro.
And I don't think they'll be coming on tomorrow night. I think there'll only be me and you and Darryl, to be honest. And possibly Brian as well. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much as well, Darryl.
Cheers, Frank.
It's strange that just the last comment there, Bayern, Madrid, all of them wanted Kennedy, and Paisley had more offers for Kennedy than anyone. Did you know about that?
No, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Kennedy and Paul Turner. Good night, Frank, JK, Darryl, and chat. Great podcast as always. Thank you, Paul. Really thank you.
Bless Paul.
And just got to thank you two lads. Thank you so much for helping me out. And the chat as well. Thank you, chat. You are all brilliant, and I love you to death.
Yeah, big up chat.
And thank you for being positive on tonight's show, because, well, the latter part of it, simply because we needed that after all the shenanigans today. And great panel and host. Thank you, Norman. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow, boys. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Up the Reds.
Up the Reds, definitely. And as Colin says, he says the show is a therapy. I think Colin's gone insane. I think he's gone insane as well. Anyway, thank you, boys, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, chat. Thank you.